couple minutes to get the other live streams going. So give me about a minute or two, and we should have a show on the road. Once again, President Trump. Today, President Trump, well, I won't even say today, I'll say this week. President Trump is having some rough times, but we'll get into it. Give me a minute to get this last live stream on the road. You guys can see on the monitor probably what we're going to be talking about, but give me a brief moment. Uh, but it looks like it doesn't look well. Hang on a second. We're going to talk about the cases Trump had against Comey and Letitia, and it looks like he's about to start. It looks like he's attempting to start up another case against another well-known political figure. So we're going to talk about that as well, and if that'll go anywhere. Uh, but give me a moment to get this last live stream going, and we should get into it. Appreciate you folks that are already filtering in. Um, Trump is there are there cracks in the MAGA foundation? I'm going to ask that during the show because I mean Trump doesn't have to worry about running again or anything like that, but I mean, we talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene on the last show, and shit like that. Is the MAGA foundation still as solid as it was come last November? Are the MAGA voters still as pleased as they were come last November? Almost here. Let me just go ahead and get this last piece here. We're going to talk about all of that because there's a lot, as usual, there's a lot orbiting around Trump, but to quote that old 90s song, it's getting kind of hectic. It's getting kind of hectic. And it's not, Trump's famous statement was, you're going to get tired of winning. Is that what's happening now? Is that indeed what is happening now? Is that Trump is still winning out of control? Okay. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get the program going in 3, 2, 1. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim, the handsome liberal, depending on who you ask. Appreciate all you folks tuning in this Thanksgiving week. It is now indeed Monday. Yes, we are on TikTok, Angie Smith. That is our final live stream every time we get on. So you're always going to see us on YouTube a few moments before we get on TikTok. But we are officially on TikTok. Handsome Sticky Fingers says MAGA says MAGA sucks. But just to be honest, you're witnessing the downfall of MAGA and Humpty Dumpty Trumpy. So you think that we are indeed witnessing the downfall of the Trump administration, the Trump empire, the Trump empire. You think it's that serious? You're not the only one saying it. You're not the only one saying it. Whether or not that is true, I suppose, remains to be seen. But witnessing the downfall of MAGA, strong, strong statement. Oh my God, I knew you were. Who says that? Creed. Oh my God, I knew you were going to skip over Jasmine Crockett. No, we're not going to skip over Jasmine Crockett. We are absolutely not going to skip over Jasmine Crockett. Don't get ahead of the program, Creed, but I do appreciate your input. Obviously, the primary topic of the show is going to be the cases being dismissed. I believe they're without prejudice? Somebody let me know in the comments which legal term means the case can be brought back up. Because that's how the judge dismissed these cases. They can still be brought back. One is with prejudice and one is without. I should have looked that up quickly before going on the show, but the judge dismissed these cases on without prejudice. Okay, thank you, James. Without prejudice. So they can present this back in court again. So they didn't block them from presenting it again. However, there's a few issues here. I believe Comey's statute of limitations have expired because they were rushing to get Comey before the statute of limitations ended. So I don't know if they can bring a case against Comey again at all. But Letitia James, they certainly can. And we're going to talk about whether you think they will or not. But Trump's cases against both of these individuals on the grounds that the attorney that was appointed to pursue them was not legally appointed. We know this attorney took the job after the one that was supposed to do it did not want to do it. I believe I don't know what the guy's name was, but he clearly saw it as a witch hunt against Comey and James. And they also suggest that the cases against these individuals are very, very flimsy. He he actually stepped down, and the Trump administration replaced him with a real estate attorney. I believe she is, or an insurance attorney or something like that. She has no trial experience whatsoever. So they just found somebody who would do the job. And of course, the judge says, oh no, the whole procedure required to even put her in there was not followed properly. So there goes that case. A real estate attorney says D1, yeah. So she was not the proper she was not the one to do it. And I'm going to ask briefly, why is it so easy for Trump to find so many attorneys that put their career in peril? I mean, we've heard about Sidney Powell, Giuliani, Pam Bondi is likely doing the same thing, the fake electors. Why are so many attorneys willing to go outside of the ethics and do what Trump says, even though they're all intelligent enough to know what he's asking me to do is unethical and could get me in trouble? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? We'll go into the next topic, but we're gonna certainly discuss that in detail. I'm gonna need you guys to tap the screen, get us on up to 10,000. That's when we'll take our first caller. Sticky fingers. I also think Marjorie Taylor Greene can redeem herself, but I think she's going to go in a different movement way, and I think people will follow her, believe it or not. By the way, Dumpty Trumpy ain't shit. Okay. So I'm assuming you're not a Trump fan there. Sticky fingers. Marjorie Taylor Greene going in a different direction. Wow. Not while Trump's around. It's hard to imagine her doing it with any level of success while Trump is around. I don't know. Her best chance at success, we're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, was probably to try to stay as a congresswoman in her district. I mean, she got a lot of support in her district. A lot of MAGA, despite being MAGA, despite adoring Trump, acknowledge that what he's doing to Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong. A lot of MAGA do not buy into the notion that Marjorie Taylor Greene is all of a sudden a traitor and all of this stuff. So my guess is her best bet, if she wanted to remain in politics, is to stay in it and run for Congress again next year. She would have had a whole year to still be a congresswoman because she would not have been, even if she lost, she still would be around until January of 2027. So resigning, it just doesn't make her look tough whatsoever. And speaking of which, when we say her resigning does not make her it just makes her look weak to some degree. I want you to as one of my viewers talked about Jasmine Crockett, and yeah, it does make her look weak, and Crockett pointed it out.
Crockett's district includes much of the city of Dallas and southern Dallas County. On CNN's State of the Union, Crockett said Congresswoman Greene, quote, can't take the heat from President Trump.
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames.
And I'm going to say right off the bat, look, if she was going to stick around, she should have stood around and fought, because I'm going to admit, I'm going to suggest that what Jasmine Crockett is saying should resonate. I mean, if you're a fighter, think about how many liberals are receiving all sorts of death threats. You don't think Jasmine Crockett is getting her own share of death threats because she's criticizing Trump? Yet, as Crockett stated, you've only been on the wrong side of Trump for a week and you're out of here? What the hell is that? Your own rhetoric, referring to Marjorie Taylor Greene, your own rhetoric has caused other people to receive death threats. And they're still around. But after only a week, you bow out. They sent a few pizzas to your crib, made a few threats, and you're gone. So I'm just going to say that if Marjorie Taylor Greene has a future place in politics, she certainly could have a future place in politics, but I really would submit to you that she weakened her stance by taking this what appears to be a cowardly action. Everybody else, look, there's a lot of folks being threatened in politics right now. Our environment politically is very turbulent, and none of them are bowing out. A week and you're gone? That really falls under the category of if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. So I don't, I don't get how she bowed out that quick when she talked so much shit about everybody else. Now in the comments, Joseph says, "Thanks for taking Marjorie Taylor Greene off of our hands. She is now a Democrat problem, a loony like Crockett." I just want to tell you folks, this is kind of similar to Liz Cheney. She voted with Trump. Talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, she voted with Trump on Trump's side 98% of the time. She questioned why are we not getting to the bottom of the Epstein list and being a country that's based on America first like you campaigned. And that's all it took for her to become a loony. That's all it took for the Republican Party, MAGA, to throw her under the bus. Doesn't take much to do it. Wow, how quick we forget. You ever heard of the old 80s song by Janet Jackson, "What Have You Done For Me Lately"? She voted with the man 98% of the time, including the big, beautiful bill. And all it took was her to question a couple things. And now she is a loony worthy of being kicked over to the Democrat Party. That's all it takes. So understand that. Wow. 98, there should also be a song called 99 and a half won't do. 99.5% just won't do. Got to have all of your loyalty. So continuing on, in addition to that, we're talking about the notion that Crockett and Comey, they've had their cases dismissed. I'm not certain that Letitia James won't see them retry it. I think Comey is safe because of the statute of limitations, but I'm not sure that Letitia James won't have them try again against her. But in addition to that, I also want to, because these are not the only two well-known politicians that the Trump administration appears to be after. Here's another one, and this one is probably going to spread to a number of them.
Department of Defense says it has received, quote, serious allegations of misconduct against Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Now, it's important to note, Kelly is one of the 6 Democratic senators, all of whom served in the military or intelligence community, who now say they're facing heightened threats after President Trump accused them of seditious behavior, punishable by death, because they posted a video encouraging service members to refuse illegal orders from the administration. MS Now's Kevin Fry is reporting on the Hill. MS Now's Julia Jester is also in Washington for us. Julia, what can you tell us about these allegations?
Well, Chris, we found out through a post from the official Department of War account, Department of Defense, saying that they received these serious allegations about Mark Kelly and said that a thorough review of these allegations has been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for court-martial proceedings or administrative measures. And
now we're talking about Mark Kelly, the one that was, I believe he was an astronaut. I believe. He served in the Navy as well. His wife was Gabby Giffords. We're talking about political violence. You may recall Congresswoman Gabby Giffords was actually shot in the head some years back. So his wife has actually experienced some of the worst political violence that has affected her permanently. I mean, her speech, her mobility, she's been permanently affected by that. But they're talking about calling Senator Kelly back to active duty to court-martial him. Now, this is in regards to that television ad, that commercial that was designed to tell service personnel that you have a duty to not commit illegal orders. Do you think what Senator Kelly did was that bad? That he should be put back in the military to face court-martial? They're talking about potentially court-martialing Senator Kelly. I don't know how old that guy is, but wow. They're going to bring him back to the military to court-martial him. So that's And most likely, if they do it to Kelly, the other individuals that participated in that ad, which there was six of them, so the other five folks probably are going to face something similar if they go after Kelly for simply saying that, as you point out, facts only, follow the law. That's all. Many would suggest that's all that ad stated was to just follow the damn law. Why all of a sudden they're going to get court-martialed? How would that go? Nobody knows. Last but not least, I want to talk about Mom Donnie again briefly before we take callers and tap the screen, get us up to 10,000. Mom Donnie, New York's mayor-elect, was on Meet the Press this weekend, one of the Sunday shows. He was on Meet the Press this weekend, and he said something that I found interesting enough to present it to you folks because of his, I suppose, pledge or basically stated he was going to be working with Trump, and Trump said he was going to be working with Mom Donnie. So thank you for that TikTok cap, James Harper. Appreciate that. Here's what Mom Donnie said on Meet the Press when questioned by the host.
Okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it. So, Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation that I had with the president was...
Now, briefly, obviously, he just stated that he thinks Trump is a fascist, and you've seen that during the interview. But in this Meet the Press interview, he went further and said something that is even worse. So I do want you to hear this.
We were not shy about the places of disagreement about the politics that has brought us to this moment. And we also wanted to focus on what it could look like to deliver on a shared analysis of an affordability crisis for New Yorkers.
You've also said in the past that President Trump has engaged in a, quote, attack on our democracy. You've called him a despot. Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand.
Now, give him credit for standing his ground and not trying to finagle his way out of this. And that's probably because Trump gave him the okay in person to say he's a fascist. But what I want to ask you folks, simply put, is if you think somebody is a fascist and you hear him saying here that he's a despot and a threat to democracy, why on earth would you expect this guy to negotiate in good faith with you? I'm still baffled by this. We talked about it the other day, but why would Mom Donnie indicate that he's willing to work with Trump? Do fascists and individuals that are a threat to democracy work with you in good faith? What is he doing? What is Mom Donnie doing? He's almost suggesting that I think this guy is a snake or a serpent or something of that nature, but I'm going to try to work with him. Why would you even waste your time if you believe what Mom Donnie is saying? Somebody explain to me, how does that make sense? So I appreciate you folks that are here. Tap the screen. We'll go ahead and start off the program. You know how we run it. We do not block, ban, or censor. We've been that way since day one. We are MAGA friendly. Always have been MAGA friendly. By golly, we always will be MAGA friendly. We believe in free speech on the program. We go left of Bernie Sanders to I'm having dinner with Q. We don't censor here, folks. You can be critical of anyone on this program, up to and including yours truly. Nevertheless, liberals are welcome on the program. So looking in the comments, right off the bat, Epstein gave us the Trump playback, bro. What do you mean by that, Teddy? Epstein gave us the playback. I don't get that one. Trump got his ass handed to him today. Letitia James and Comey cases dropped. You know, I will say this, and I do agree that this looks bad for President Trump. But I guess I'm kind of curious, who with any legal knowledge expected those cases to really prevail? I mean, the entire legal community not only thought the case was, first of all, we could probably clearly see it was weaponizing of the justice system. That's one. The case against Comey was shaky and only was done because the statute of limitations was near the end. That's two. Three, you've seen the message from Trump to Pam Bondi urging her to go after him, which means that it's clear that's going to be brought up in court. That's in there. I mean, there's just a host of things. And then, of course, the attorney that was over the case was poorly experienced at best. Is there anyone that expected anything else other than Comey and James to prevail? I mean, I don't think there was anything working on the side of Trump other than the justice system is loyal to him. But in terms of if the system works as designed, every metric, Trump's side is on the losing end. They got inexperienced attorneys. The best and brightest are working for James and Comey. The case is weak. I mean, there's just a host of things. Did anybody expect that to prevail? So going straight to the bots, and thank you folks that are tapping the screen. We'll start it right out with the one and only James Harper. Good evening, James. Okay, by the way, James and Letitia James. So you heard about James and Comey case dismissed?
Yeah.
Your opinion?
Yeah, I saw that today. I knew it was going to happen. Like, it's probably a good thing for that attorney that it got dismissed that way. Because if they'd have went in and challenged both those indictments came in, she was going to lose her license.
Well, in my opinion, because she's already presented it to court, she should already be qualified for them to investigate her.
Well, she can still be recommended to the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think, and that's what I asked during the monologue, why do you think there are so many attorneys willing to go above and beyond the ethics to work for Trump and do this stuff?
Because they're all desperate for a position of power. Like, these are the type of people that they can't get appointed on their own merits because they don't have the knowledge, the experience, or the know-how to actually like get into those positions on their own. So they figure if they can kiss the ring, that they'll get put in charge of something.
I don't know. I got to disagree with that because Giuliani was on top of the world before he started working for Trump. You got a real loud background. It's like you're in a Union Station or something.
Yeah, I'm at the airport.
Oh man, okay. We're going to have to make it a quicker call because your background is really loud. But yeah, I mean, he said Sidney Powell was a prominent attorney. Obviously, Giuliani was a well-established individual. He's had some big names work for him and destroy their careers too.
Yeah, but those people are still trying to cling to like some kind of position of power. Remember, like once Giuliani wasn't a mayor no more, he didn't have that same pull that he used to have.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but I mean, he certainly is weaker now. Wherever he was before joining Trump, he is in a worse predicament now.
You're right. He's in a worse predicament now, like especially like losing his license in like 2 states already.
Yeah,
and I think there's more on the way.
So why do they keep coming? I mean, there's been several attorneys.
Because like I said, they are all desperate for like a position of power, and they don't think that Trump will do them like the other people. They think they're smarter than the people that got done over before.
Wow. Okay, so then
the same thing.
Okay, so then let's go with that. Does seeing Marjorie Taylor Greene get thrown under the bus give you a clearer picture that there is nobody that he might not throw under the bus?
No, because at one point he damn near threw his kids under the bus when like those indictments were coming through.
What do you mean?
Trying to tell them, like during the whole fraud thing, like he was sending them some. I'm not the guy in charge. My kids are running the company, and he was ready. Like if they would have offered him a deal, he would have took it and left them to get hung up to dry.
His own children. Wow. So, but I mean, what I'm saying is attorneys are very bright individuals among us in society. How many of these folks do they need to see fall before them before they realize there's nothing that happened to that person that cannot happen to you?
Attorneys aren't the brightest. They're just the most detailed. They see like every line and can figure out loopholes. That don't mean that they're the brightest. And then a lot of these, they're going in this thinking that they're going to be that charismatic attorney that gets them like a lot of money in the long run. They're not in it for like integrity or anything like that.
Even though none of them have ultimately got that prize, they all keep thinking that they may be the one.
Okay, remember, like most of MAGA think that they'll be like the top 1% one day, especially the ones that have like a small business. They think that they're going to be the tax bracket that's going to benefit from like all these rules that they're making.
Wow. So what is this, like some sort of MAGA lottery?
It's all about lottery. The same way that people that throw their money into investments in the stock market. It's all like they're playing a lottery.
I don't know. To me, it almost sounds like they say the definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
That's that's exactly what it is. Like, and then you see the ones that like fell out with Trump. They're still trying to like worm their way back in with MAGA, hoping that they'll get that same attention that they used to have like before they were discarded.
So let me ask you to you this way: we've seen what happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now we're seeing these cases dismissed. Do you believe that there is any sort of weakening in the MAGA foundation in terms of Trump's empire, Trump's strength? Do you see that as any cracks in that?
Well, it's always been like that. It's all about show and not actual like results. It's more optics. Let me sit there and put this stuff out there, make it seem like everything's okay when everything is in fact not okay and troubling.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still hearing MAGA suggest he's the best ever.
Of course, MAGA will never admit they're wrong. What they'll do is just move the goalpost to something new, or they'll say like, if things don't go right, it's because the Dems sabotaged it.
Well, they can't blame the Dems for what happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene, can they?
They already doing that. They already saying that it was the Dems that was doing the death threats and sending the pizza. They won't say it was MAGA.
You're saying that they're accusing the Democrats of being the ones that sent the death threats to Marjorie Taylor Greene right now?
They're saying they said it's the violent left. They won't say it was MAGA.
Here's the obvious play on that. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been attacking the Democrats for several years throughout the Biden administration, and she never complained about being.
She was Trump's number one pit bull.
Yeah.
Like whenever he went after somebody, she was right there going at their neck every moment she could. Yeah, and now all of a sudden that she's on the outs, other people think that it's their opportunity to jump in her place.
So does Jasmine Crockett have a point about suggesting that you only been on the wrong side of Trump for a couple of weeks and you done already resigned?
Yeah, because when it came to things like that, remember, she was the one that used to hound and bother AOC and the kids that survived those school shootings, talking about they were crisis actors and things like that.
Was she part of that whole Alex Jones thing?
She did worse than Alex Jones. Like whenever she would see like David Hoggs or one of those other people, one of those other Sandy Hook survivors, she would sit there and say, "How does it feel to know that you were a crisis actor and you should be ashamed of yourself," and things of that nature.
Wow. I mean, that's horrible. It has made her a lot of money, gained her a lot of popularity. I mean, I believe she made, what did they say? She made $25 million since she's been in. It's made her pretty wealthy. So, I mean, I guess.
Part of that was insider trading, though.
Oh, yeah, but it's hanging around the right crew. She hung around the crew that was doing it.
Yeah, she kissed up to Trump.
Yeah. Well,
long before he like ran for office, she was already like going at these people. Like when AOC got it put in, she was right there, like going to her office door, like opening up her like mail slot just so she can say things into her office.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, she was almost at Trump level of trolling. Do you think that she may troll Trump in this last couple months she has as a politician?
If anything, she'll be a pundit. Like she'll be a pundit to keep herself relevant, and then as soon as Trump gets out of office, she comes running back.
So you expect her to be? You expect her to run again?
2028, she's going to be back.
Really?
She's going to run for office in 2028 once Trump is no longer in the picture.
Under what party?
The GOP. She's not going to completely switch.
I mean, they're making it sound like, I got one of the viewers here saying that she's a lunatic and she works for the left. She's on The View, she's on CNN. And if she becomes a pundit, like you said, if she becomes a pundit, she's going to be on left-leaning networks.
No, what she'll probably do is she'll probably do like the Megyn Kelly thing and try to do her own show. But okay, they said the same thing about Mark Milley.
Yeah. So you think the GOP after Trump is gone would accept her back?
They have short-term memory loss. They don't see how bad things was like less than 4 years ago. So they will definitely be like, yeah, do that. Especially if she goes back in attacking Dems.
Remains to be seen. Well, I'm going to have to move it on from you, James, though, because your background is pretty loud. I hope you have a wonderful flight, man. Come on back anytime, though. Thank you.
All right.
All right, anytime. All right, moving on with the program. Marjorie Taylor Greene is now flip-flopping. Republicans know what's up ahead. There will be more Republicans retiring. You think so, Sassy? So, somebody else I talked to, who was that? Takesha, one of my viewers stated that it's not gonna stop with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I think Mike suggested that. So, what did he suggest was going to happen by Thanksgiving? I cannot remember. Anyway, continuing on with the program, tap the screen, get us up to 20,000. So now they are insulting her. They're insulting the shit out of her, Takesha. They're insulting the hell out of this woman. Continuing on, though, speaking of which, Takesha, good afternoon. So they're insulting the hell out of her.
Tim, they need to be ashamed of themselves. Now, when we were saying Marjorie Taylor Greene was crazy, they was talking about us. Now that she going against Trump, now they saying she crazy. Leave that woman alone. She the same woman she was when she was supporting Trump as she is now. Y'all will turn on anybody for Donald Trump.
Well, maybe she was.
Leave that alone.
Maybe she was their kind of crazy. You know, like, listen, you might be crazy, but you're our crazy. You look out for us. Now she is viewed as an outsider.
Listen, let me tell you something. Anybody that go against Donald Trump, they going against that person. Melania can file divorce paper. They gonna call all kind of illegals. Watch what I say. They gonna say, get out the country.
I actually believe that. You know, I've covered that on this show. I said the same thing, that if Melania's not happy, it ain't safe to leave President Trump right now. Because if he says something negative about you, I actually believe you on that. I agree with that.
That lady over there crying every night, saying to herself, I'll be glad when this is over. I'll be so glad when this is over. Because if she leaving right now, they gonna tell Trump to deport her.
You really think it's that bad? You think Trump?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
I definitely believe that it wouldn't take much for President Trump to convince MAGA that Melania Trump was a gold digger or something like that, though. I do agree with that.
Listen, he ain't got to convince them. All he got to say is Melania filed for divorce. They going to say, hey, go on, get out the country right now.
You wait a minute. Okay, this woman she's a citizen, is she not?
He'll find a way. He'll find a way.
They're not deporting citizens.
Listen, he'll find a way to get out of here.
No, you can't do that. I mean, Trump ain't that bad. He ain't gonna kick your baby's mama out.
Anyway,
You got
anyway, handsome, you keep on holding out the hope on how good Donald Trump is. Check this out. There's a stipulation with that case because it's the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
The statute of limitations.
That's on Comey.
30 days. The government can file within 30 days, and that statute it'll still hold up. After 30 days, then it's completely over.
Okay, I think Comey, just due to the statute of limitations on the alleged crime they're going after him with. I think.
Listen, I'm telling you what they said this morning. The statute, because the lawyer said the statute of limitations is up because if they got to file it again, his time will be up. Mm-hmm. They said because it's the federal government, they have 30 days after this judge's ruling before the statute of limitations is considered over.
So in other words, they still got a month.
Within 30 days, they can still charge him.
And that's going to happen then. I mean, so in other words, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But notice that everything Trump them trying is failing. I'm sick of them. Now you got drunk man over here talking about he gonna charge Marquette. Leave that man alone.
No.
P.S. You can tell they just some yes men. They do everything Donald Trump tell them do. They not thinking for themselves. Donald Trump ain't even running the country. He didn't know nothing about that 21-piece deal that he presented. It's too much going on.
So if you're going to suggest that there are yes men operating for Trump, how does one get so many yes men and women? I mean, what has he done in your opinion? Because you're saying all these people are yes men, they'll put their careers and everything on the line. What has he done to get that?
I'm going to tell you about what the last guest said. They really think that they can get fame and fortune, and they think that what he did to others won't happen to them. And I'm gonna give you an example. If your friends smoke crack, they get addicted.
Okay.
No, I'm being serious. They get addicted. You see what it did to your friend. And then you say, well, I could try it, but because I'm stronger than him and I won't get addicted. That's how a lot of people end up on drugs. That's the people that's in the Trump administration. Well, he did it to them, and they ain't gonna do it to me. So I can go on and work for him because it ain't gonna happen to me because I'm better than them. And then they all end up at the bottom of the barrel at the end of the day. Because Lindsay Halligan, she's gonna get disbarred.
You talking about the real estate attorney?
For filing that fake,
Yeah.
for filing that fake grand jury document. She is going to get disbarred because she was dishonest to the courts.
Well, speaking of getting disbarred, I guess I'd have to ask, and I heard this may be further out, but does Pam Bondi survive this eventually? I
No,
mean,
child. No. Soon as her time over, she gonna clink clink. She getting out of there. Yeah, they gonna take hers too.
yeah.
Who still got him? Who still got him that the fool with Donald Trump?
But why is it so easy? I get your point, but you're talking about attorneys that went through all of this shit at law school.
Why is it so easy why is it so easy for MAGA to repeat everything he say and never go research to see if he telling the truth?
Yeah, but MAGA don't lose as much as some attorneys
He's
losing their
very
whole career.
What you told me, you say he's very
He's very charismatic. Yes, I went to a couple rallies. Yeah.
He woo him. He woo him real good, and he probably got some on all of them else. Just like Montgomery got some on him.
You think? Wait a minute. 30 some odd. Montgomery's like 30. What is he? 32 or something?
I wouldn't care if Montgomery was 12. He got somebody that knows something.
You're telling me you believe that Mayor-elect, New York Mayor-elect Mamdani has the goods on Trump?
That's why Montgomery can still say what he want to say,
No.
and Trump gonna still work with it. Trump was looking at, Putin probably had got mad when he saw how Trump was looking at Montgomery, because he would think about, when Trump was standing down there on the red carpet getting ready for the wedding ceremony between him and Putin. Trump didn't look that lovingly at Putin when he was coming down the carpet. He looked like he wanted to divorce Putin and marry Montgomery.
I believe there may be a better.
He probably was saying, I wish it was Montgomery that was to walk to me on the red carpet.
No. I believe there's a possibility that Putin may have something on Trump because they have the ability to. They have May. I'm going to say May. I'm going to give Trump the benefit of the doubt.
He definitely got some.
I'm going to give Trump the benefit of the doubt until you liberals prove something. No.
I'm not.
Well, you don't like Trump. I get it. Listen, you're not going to give him the benefit.
Let me tell you something. Even if I liked him, handsome, anytime a man can do what they want to do to you with no consequences, no pushback, you don't never go through and then you say you going to do. That man got something on you. If you had a wife and Putin scrolled your wife all over the screen and TV and everything in Russia, and you ain't saying one word.
Maybe you don't care. Maybe, but you assuming that Trump has the same type of love and adoration and affection and protectionist attitude about his wife that most men do. He might not view Melania Trump like, I don't give a damn what you do to her. I don't care about you.
You don't like her at all, but still, for the optics of it, Tim, you supposed to at least act like you care.
Has Trump ever shown you that he is concerned about optics?
Honestly, I ain't even never seen Trump look like he even loved Melania. I don't see it at all. They the most awkward couple that's ever been in the White House. She don't be wanting him to touch her. She don't want to hold a man's hand. They don't look at each other lovingly. There's no love there.
I can't speak on whether there's love in their relationship or not, but you are right. Listen, from day one, Melania Trump has always come across as like a trophy wife or, mail order or something.
She just there for the check.
Yeah, and it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, that's why she can't leave, because she signed that contract. So she probably was real mad when he said he was going to run again. She probably said, God damn it. He's going to run a damn again. I got to stay another fucking 4 years. I got to find a way to get rid of this man.
Who wouldn't want to be first lady for 4 years
She,
ago?
she probably gonna be putting out. She probably got a copy of the Epstein file. She gonna be putting them out anonymously. Here, take this letter.
I gotta ask you what the right often says. If there is something in the Epstein files related to President Trump, why would not Biden had released it? I mean, if it's really something there.
And I'm gonna tell you, cause you're evidently your big pickle head. Cause see, this when you piss me off. Don't pay attention.
The sealed. You're gonna use a sealed argument.
Can you release information in an ongoing investigation, Tim?
I get what you're trying to say,
I'm
but
asking a question.
and I'm about to answer it. I'm going to simply suggest I get the rules in regards to it being sealed or an ongoing investigation, but if you got your number one adversary that you believe is a threat to democracy, you know you got the goods on them. People are going to suggest the Democrats would have found a way to go around the law and release that information anyway.
First of all, Biden and Trump are not the same. You're assuming that they got the same way of dealing with their enemies. Number two, Biden did not run his Justice Department. He didn't have no say-so over them folks, because if it did, Hunter Biden would have never got charged or anything. They're not the same.
Well,
he treated it like it was separate.
Well, when you're saying that Biden did not run his Justice Department like Trump, I want you to hear this because Trump has something to say on that.
Yeah, but man, the only way he can get elected is to weaponize the Justice Department, which he's gone around doing. I didn't know practically what a subpoena was and grand juries and all of this. Now I'm like becoming an expert. I have no choice because we have to. It's a disgrace. If you say something about an election, they want to put you in jail for the rest of your life. It's a disgrace.
So according to Trump, Biden did weaponize the Justice Department.
You believe that?
I'm just saying that's what the man said.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't have.
Tim. Let's just be honest, cause you ain't finna fluff on this bullshit.
This ain't fluffing. We have an open dialogue.
I'ma say it again. If you ran your Justice Department, would your son have been charged?
If you knew that you want, and I'm answering. And by the way, folks, tap the screen and help your boy out with that crown goal. You know how we always do. Show your boy some love and support the program. We got the same thing as the TikTok cap or the fucking whatever, but help your boy out. We had mustache, but we just did the crown this time. Help your boy out with the crown goal. Would I have let my son be arrested if I weaponized the DOJ? You were just talking about optics a moment ago. Thank you there, big dog. Appreciate it. You were just talking about optics. Biden maybe was concerned with optics. I'll let them charge my son Hunter because we got two things going on. First of all, we can drag it out. And then, of course, I can always pardon him, which he ultimately did, even though he lied about it.
Do you believe that? Do you
Mike,
think?
Thank you.
Do you honestly believe? And I just want you to give an honest answer. You ain't trying to save face for MAGA, because that's what you always
This
do.
ain't saving face. We're having a conversation.
Do you honestly believe that Joe Biden ran his Justice Department?
I believe they all, to some degree, do it. Not to Trump's level.
Do you actually think that Joe Biden weaponized his Justice Department?
I want to say no.
Let's just be honest.
I want to say no.
Okay, every time Trump says somebody need to be charged, here come Pam Bundy and them coming out saying they go open up an investigation. Cut it out, Tim.
Okay, well, let me say it like this, and I see in the comments,
Biden never ran on the Epstein files. Trump and them did. When nobody be looking forward to him and when nobody be talking about him, if they hadn't kept it in the forefront this time when he was running.
Okay, but I see in the comments, King Finno created a whole fucking hashtag. Stop the fluff. Hashtag stop the fluffing.
That Tim more fluffier than the Michelin tie man.
What you?
I'm start calling you Cloud. I'm just gonna start calling you Cloud.
Look, listen. At the end of the day, all presidents are capable of going above and beyond the power that is given to them. And with Biden, is Biden so holier than thou that he wouldn't do anything wrong?
Tim, I don't care what you say. Biden did not weaponize his Justice Department. And he wasn't looking for to bring no files out to stop Donald Trump from winning. Cut the crap.
I didn't say Biden weaponized his Justice Department. I said I'm going to lean. Look, first of all, I know he didn't do it to the level of Trump. If whatever he did, because Trump is vocal, so Trump ain't even trying to hide that he's weaponizing the DOJ. So obviously, Biden and Trump are
And
not.
see, that's my problem with Donald Trump. Everything he do, he want to say somebody else doing it. Biden weaponized his Justice Department. That's you. That's you, Donald Trump. Stop it. But every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession.
Give me some examples.
Everything Trump accused Biden of doing, he doing it now.
He accused Biden of stealing the election. What are you saying?
Look, sleepy Biden. Now you sleep very well. Sleepy Joe, you can't even stay awake during a meeting they talking about the prescription drug thing. You over there knocked out like Rip Van Winkle. Biden can't walk up a flight of stairs to the Air Force One. You done tripped like your name Hawaii with a suitcase.
Okay, I mean the man is getting a little bit old. Okay,
I don't see
he's
that's where
aging.
you piss me off at.
Why?
That's where Biden was old, and y'all ain't give that no excuse. I'm finna get off here, Tim, because you finna piss me off. You asked me to give you some examples.
I didn't argue with him. I didn't argue.
Accusation is a MAGA confession. I gave you two, and here you go. Well, the man is getting kind of old.
I mean,
You sound just like MAGA. Put that red hat on that big bald ass head and go on that bitch to what you are.
Takesha.
I wasn't gonna even insult you today, but now you done pissed me off.
I didn't do anything.
Festivity.
I didn't festivity. We're creating words. I didn't do anything. I just simply said the man is getting up in age.
Tim.
Yes.
Biden was old when he was saying about him.
I said the same thing about
so
Biden.
What's the damn difference?
Okay. All right.
Now I'm sick of you. You know, I gave you a break from this show for a while, one time before. I'll be back in January, because I'm tired of you. I'll be back in January.
Wait a minute. We still got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Don't you leave this show that long. I'll let you go and let you calm down right now.
What about MTG?
Well, I mean, I'm hearing that she has a future in politics.
I don't know what Marjorie Taylor got a future in, but what I do know is Marjorie Taylor Greene got some proof. And that's all I'm waiting to come out is some proof. Because you better believe them women that sat down and told her stuff they scared to say out loud over the airways and everything because they don't want Trump coming behind them. Marjorie Taylor Greene got proof, and I think that's some of the reasons she going so hard with what happened to them women. She know Donald Trump did what he did some stuff. I'm telling you, she knows.
Yeah, but
that's why she didn't bag down, and that's why she bucked up, and that's why she slyway saying stuff in these interviews.
I disagree with you about the part she didn't back down. Because these women were frightened, and here comes a woman that is saying, I'm bold enough and brave enough to read those names on the House floor because I got protection. And then the minute they start threatening her, she acts just like the girls, and now she's resigning. I mean, I thought you was our hero. Like, you're resigning now?
Excuse me. I said she didn't back down from the files.
She backed down from a whole damn position, Takesha.
Who want to be bothered with Donald Trump? Coming at you. Who want to get death threats coming at you? Who want to go in their house at night and don't know who's standing on the side of their door waiting to get them because they acting a fool about Donald Trump? I give y'all that little position back too. Because my life is more important than being a congressman.
Then you sound just like the women that are afraid to tell their story that thought she was going to be brave enough to do it. I got to move it on to Keisha, but I don't know. I don't.
Don't try to cut me off.
I'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
Oh, I said what I want to say in response to your big tampon head. Listen,
what am I, Tim Walz?
I said tampon head.
Last word to you. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, Tim, there's a saying that whatever is done in the dark shall always come to the light. I don't care how they try to throw a cover over this stuff. It's definitely going to shine through. Give it time. It's coming out.
All right. We'll see. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you. Thanks for being easy on your boy. Tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 30,000. I see you there. Blue says weird Takesha. That wasn't easy. Listen, you guys have to understand. If they're wrong, they're wrong. If they're right, they're right. I'm going to present it as I see it. Tap the screen, get us up to 30,000. Politicians retire so they can keep their re-election fund, rather. It says politicians retire so they can keep their re-election fund and not spend them. They don't retire a year with a year left in their term, though, John. What Marjorie Taylor, when's the last time you seen a congressman or a congresswoman just resign? Now, Santos or somebody like that is doing it out of shame. But when is the last time you've seen a congressman or congresswoman just resign like that? So, like I said, like I was telling my last caller, she was supposed to be the brave one to stand up for these women that are afraid of speaking out against powerful men that wronged them, that assaulted them sexually. Because the women, in regards to the Epstein files, feel like their lives are in jeopardy. So they are putting some trust in Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the minute her life's in jeopardy, she cowers just like they do. I don't see how they don't look at her like, I thought you were supposed to be the one that was going to stand up for us. You won't even stand up for yourself. Get us up to 30,000. We'll take the next caller. They don't waste their re-election fund on a lost cause. Well, I don't think Marjorie Taylor Greene was a lost cause, John. I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene in her district had a real good chance of getting reelected. I do believe there's a lot of MAGA that still love Trump, but do not agree with what he did to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think hardly any MAGA believes that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a traitor and all. I don't think, well, maybe not, but I don't think so. I think a lot of MAGA realizes that Trump, what he did to her was wrong. All she wanted was the Epstein files, the same thing that all of MAGA wanted. She wanted him to be America first, the same thing that all of MAGA wanted. Trump gets in there and does not meet his campaign promises, and now she's a traitor just for calling him out on it? Is MAGA that shallow? No way. No how. Looking in the comments real quick, resonance-based energy extraction. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there. Real quick here. What did that say in there? I'll make sure I don't have any, yeah, I think we do. So we'll move on. I thought I had somebody spamming in there. Anyway, moving on with the program here. I'll make sure I get everything right here. You can't tell the truth and be MAGA, says Facts Only. You can tell the truth on some things, can you not? You think that MAGA's lying 100% of the time? That's pretty strong. Tap the screen, get us up to 30,000. Republicans will carry Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, but she is a Democrat now. How did she become a Democrat? What has Marjorie Taylor Greene has voted with Trump 98% of the time. How the hell is she a Democrat now? Make that make sense. List what Marjorie Taylor Greene has done to make her a Republican. List what she's done to make her a Democrat. And you tell me that shit ain't lopsided. How the hell is she becoming a Democrat? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Samuel, good evening. Welcome to the program. My friend, God bless you and your family and have a happy Thanksgiving. Eric, same to you. PB says she started telling the truth. Is that all it takes? So if you tell the truth, that makes you a Democrat. If you lie, that makes you a Republican. Is that what you said? Samuel, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to have you on. So, am I getting it wrong with Marjorie Taylor Greene? I mean, folks are saying she's a Democrat. What say you?
By no means is she going to turn over to be a Democrat. But I do agree with the last caller that Marjorie Taylor Greene has the goods on Trump, big time. And it's just a matter of time until more of that comes out.
Give me some examples of what you believe would be the goods. I mean, what do you think she has on them?
I think she knows more about the Epstein files than what we know. Will the Epstein files be released all like they're saying it's going to be? Probably not. No. Like the one caller, she hit it right on the head on the ongoing investigations. Pam Bondi's going to say, sorry, I have to follow the protocols. I can't release this right now due to the ongoing investigations with previous matters.
Yeah, I think everybody probably agrees with that to some degree, that they're not going to release everything. Going to be a lot of stuff redacted. And as many are pointing out that under Biden, he couldn't release the files. Alter ego, thank you for the crown. Appreciate it. As many are saying that, Biden couldn't release it because it was sealed. There was an ongoing investigation. It is because if Trump, and Trump has asked Pam Bondi to do an investigation into prominent liberals, and she's already indicated she will do it. So if Pam Bondi, Trump's Department of Justice, says that we can't release it because there's an ongoing investigation, how much complaining can the Democrats do because the Democrats didn't release it because there was an ongoing investigation?
You make a good point. I don't know why that Biden didn't release it or go more into it. I think that maybe Biden thought that Trump was gone, and then the Supreme Court made the ruling in regards to immunity. So I don't think they saw that coming either. And I think, and the problem with the Democrats, and don't get me wrong, I hate Trump with a passion, is they focus solely on Trump. They didn't explain to the American people about the big picture, and I think that's why they lost also.
And I say that all the time as well. And Lil Hawk, appreciate the support. I say the same thing because, and that's why I've stated to the ire of many of my liberals that I thought Kamala Harris was a bad candidate because of stuff like what you're talking about. She and Biden should have did a better job conveying what you're saying to the. Do you see it as I'm saying that Kamala Harris was not the best candidate?
I mean, by all means, I supported her, but they didn't give her enough time. Two, There was no primaries. They just immediately said, "Oh, she's the one."
But let me ask you though, had there been an actual primary, do you think Harris would have prevailed?
I think she would have been a strong candidate. Yeah.
No.
But I mean, it's just kind of hindsight right now.
Yeah.
You're not going to really know. And it's again, it was all about Trump. It wasn't about the picture that was going on with, cost and everything like that. I mean, I think Biden was a great president. I think Kamala would have made a great president, but here we are.
But that's what I mean when I question her quality of being a candidate. When you say it's all about Trump, why are there so few Democrats that voted for Kamala Harris because they liked her, not because they hated Trump? You're even saying it. It was all about voting Trump out. It was not about voting Kamala in, which leads me to ask, and that means Kamala was not that likable.
It appears to be that way because, he got how much of the vote in 2024? I never thought he had a chance, but I was obviously we were all wrong.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is Trump supporters like Trump. Kamala Harris supporters hate Trump. They don't like Kamala like that, and that's a problem. That's why I get so many people hammering me for that. I don't understand why that's a point of contention, but most people apparently voted for Kamala because they wanted to get rid of Trump, not because they wanted to see Kamala as president.
Well, and the other thing is there's one thing that has happened in the first time in history that nobody has ever seen with the Democratic Party and a sitting president. And do you know what that was?
Wait. You said the first time in history, what?
What the Democratic Party did to Joe Biden. They ousted him. They casted him out like a leper after that debate.
Yeah, but the problem is they shouldn't have had to do that, is what I'm saying, Samuel. I mean, after that debate, he himself should have stepped down. I mean, your poll numbers, obviously, before that debate, there was a hell of a lot of folks saying that Biden was not cognitively all there. So the bar for Biden, considering how much crazy shit that Trump often says, the bar for Biden was extremely low. All you do is need to just come here and sound like a sane individual. That's all you need to do. And he didn't meet that.
I agree with you. He bombed it. I mean, he did, Biden did a terrible job. I can, come right out and say that, and that's it. But see, the thing is, and you probably agree with me, Democrats have no spine and no morals in the GOP anymore. And that's exactly what happened.
I'll say it depends on the candidate. I would say it depends on the politician. I mean, Jasmine Crockett could lose her life for some of the shit she's doing. I mean, so I think she has spine. I think Gavin Newsom is starting to. I mean, he's trolling the president. Some of us don't like that, but if it's worked for Trump, it's kind of one of them. If you can't beat him, join him type deals. But I mean, I don't think Hakeem Jeffrey has much of a spine. I'll agree with you there. But there's some that do and some that don't.
That Hakeem Jeffries might be a pot, and this is just my conspiracy theory. This doesn't mean anything. He might be your next president, Hakeem Jeffries, in like the next year.
Hakeem Jeffries?
Yes.
I see
it's just a theory, right?
That's a hell of a theory. Right? That's a hell of
okay.
I'll give you time to explain, but to me, Hakeem is exactly what you and I are talking about in regards to Kamala Harris. If Hakeem were to run, he is getting anti-Trump votes. I don't see a lot of people walking around yelling, Hakeem is the guy we need. I think it would be because he's the anti-Trump or anti-MAGA or anti-conservative vote. But Hakeem Jeffries, explain.
So I agree with you. I'm not saying that he's going to be like a popular individual, right? But okay, we just had MTG resign, and she screwed Trump by doing that, right? So House majority is razor thin. Look what happened to the special elections, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? Mm-hmm. It was a blue wave, So now you have a special election coming up to fill MTG's seat, and you get 2026 that rolls in, right? You get a blue wave. Let's just in theory say okay, Congress takes the House and the Senate.
That's a big theory, but keep going. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah,
it's very possible. I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very possible.
Let's just say that. Do you think then, with a Democratic ruled House and Senate, that Donald Trump is going to be the sitting president for much longer?
No. If the Democrats win the House and Senate, Trump's remaining time in office will be just court cases and fighting impeachments. I mean, I believe personally he's done several things that they could create a case for impeachment on. The boats in Venezuela, the jets.
I mean, Jeffries part.
Huh?
Sorry about that. Staying on the Hakeem Jeffries, on where that's coming from. So let's say, in theory again, we get rid of Trump.
Okay.
Right? All right, Vance is next. Do you think the Democrats are going to keep Vance?
Wait, what do you mean? You said if they impeach Trump, would they continue on and try to... If they get rid of Trump, would they try to then go after Vance?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything you could go after Vance on. He's just VP. He hasn't committed any crimes. I don't know if you could go after him on anything.
Well, and that's the problem, is that he's his VP. And they're not going to look too kindly to that as well. The Democrats also do not like Vance, as we all know.
I mean, I get that, but you don't have I get that you don't like them, but just because you don't like somebody does not mean you can just get rid of them.
Well, you got to also understand, too, this has been his right-hand guy. And if,
I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
More truth, well, I'm just saying, let's just say more of it comes out, and he is a part of this, like you take Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, and all his cabinet members that will hopefully eventually be imprisoned. Do you think they're going to keep Vance around?
Well, first of all, if they are able to successfully impeach Trump, even if they could not get rid of Vance, he's a lame duck. He ain't going to be able to do shit. I mean, they're going to shoot down, depending on how much majority they win by, but it's going to be pretty much a stalemate in Washington until the 2020 election. He wouldn't be able to do much. They're not going to support anything he does. So, but I see in the comments, Takesha, now she said, my last caller is saying that depending on the crime, you can get rid of the entire administration. I'm not aware of that.
That's true.
Oh, it is true. I'm not aware, so I didn't know that. But okay, so the whole so you're getting rid of Johnson and all of them.
I don't know how far it goes in the Congress. I forget the clause. And
you're just talking about like Kristi Noem and Tom Homan and all of them.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
Well, to give you a prime example, all right, back during the Nixon era, right? Even though Nixon didn't go to jail, his Department of Justice did.
That would be, you talk about getting close to civil unrest. Can you imagine if they do something like that in this country? Wow. I mean, that could potentially destabilize everything from NATO to half the planet. Seeing America fall apart like that, my God, that would. I mean, do you think
Well, our
that?
adversaries, they're looking at it right now. They're loving it.
Yeah, but not our friends. Our allies don't like it.
Right.
I
I'm
mean,
just talking about the
yeah,
adversaries.
I think the Democrats would probably be happy getting rid of Trump and telling JD Vance, you can, if you don't do nothing stupid, you can be what do you want to call it, a lame dunk or whatever. I mean, for the sake of our place on the planet, I don't know if even the Democrats would want all of that chaos to happen in this country, because we would probably lose our status as a superpower behind that shit.
Well, do you think we're kind of a superpower with this guy behind us? I'm just saying.
Maybe misguided, but we still are a superpower. We could be a misguided one, but we are a superpower.
I think it's more than misguided with this individual. I mean,
Yeah, many
know.
would agree with you. Many would agree. I'm trying to be kind here. Many would agree with you. I'm gonna leave it at misguided to some degree, because I don't like what's going on off the coast of Venezuela. I don't like threatening to take Greenland and some of this other wild shit, and unfriending, if for lack of a better term, Canada. Some of the stuff he's done, yeah, it might be a little bit above the category of misguided. I don't think it's going to benefit America to insult our allies the way he's done.
Oh, by no means, because this isn't a normal presidency. I mean, what kind of individual like this says they're going to annex Canada and annex Greenland?
Yeah. And while you and I are talking, Michael in the comments says, I can't watch this fool who knows nothing because he is a Trump supporter. So I appreciate you talking with me there, Sam, because I'm getting hammered on YouTube by somebody who's telling me I don't know shit because I'm a Trump supporter. I don't know, but so at the end of the day, though, you don't see Trump facing incarceration and some of this other wild shit, do you?
I hope he does.
How would MAGA react to that? And there's a MAGA reaction we often talk to, but how would MAGA react to Trump facing because he's already been impeached twice and 30-some felonies. He's already been in court more than any president in history. How do you think MAGA would react if they try to take him out of the White House in handcuffs?
Oh, just like they always do. They're going to get their little riots going. But the thing is that, you know what? They'll get weeded out just like they have before.
You think we could remain
the extremist? I believe, you use the word misguided, right? I'm not giving people a pass for voting for, this individual on the account of, hate and everything like that. But I do believe that there's good people that were misguided about this guy, and he got the best of their anxieties, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the fear factor played a good part in helping them out, keeping people concerned and rising their fears in different, fear of immigrants, fear of these people, fear. But what if they're trying to prosecute President Trump while president, talking about a Democrat Senate, Democrat Congress, and President Trump starts speaking more along the lines of, you got to fight like hell to take back your country? You think MAGA would stand down?
I don't think we'll see anything like an insurrection again, because I believe they came up with contingency plans in the past, so nothing like this can happen again.
But he's
so
president.
If something like that were to go down, you bet your butt that the National Guard and everything would be on standby in regards to this. I mean, there's no way they would let that happen again.
Well, but the problem is he is currently in control of the National Guard. So if they are attempting to prosecute him because he hasn't been officially convicted, he is still in control of those mechanisms.
Yeah, but the thing is that you got a lot of these judges too, the federal judges that have been blocking him every step of the way. And they can also do things with the National Guard to disregard his orders. That's what the whole thing going on right now, and what you just saw in the commercials. They said not following illegal orders, and they are right. They are correct. They are uphold a duty to serve the citizens in a peaceful and, legitimate manner. And these senators were doing their job. And then you have a rabid dog like this guy come out and then threaten, individuals who are just trying to do their job and look out for the integrity and good of the American people.
So, last question before I move on. So, in closing, it sounds like you believe that the republic will remain solid. Threat to democracy, whatever the case may be, but you believe that America will remain a solid republic.
I do. It's our democracy is very threatened right now, but I do believe that we will get through this because you see all the protests, you see the judges doing their job. As long as the courts can hold, we'll get through it.
Very optimistic. I like it. I got to move it on. Sam, appreciate you coming through. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Tap the screen, get us on up to 40,000. I see Larry is... Not only did he use the clown emojis, but he also used the raccoon. So I'm not only a clown, I'm a coon. Thank you, Larry, for the input. This clown and that judge have never been right. Wow. Trump can do whatever he wants. Who's going to stop him, says Wayne. And that is my last caller is suggesting that the system will hold up. And because there's supposed to be, checks and balances. You got the legislative, you got the judicial, you got the executive. They're supposed to play checks and balances on each other. They're not doing it right now, is what many would suggest. Congress is pretty much just letting Trump do whatever he wants. So he's not being checked or balanced by Congress at all. So that's why I asked my last caller, do you think the republic will remain strong and hold up? Looking in the comments here, Derek says, Tim, stop being a raccoon. Where's the cooning coming from? You guys are mean today. Real quick in the comments here before I move on with the next caller, get us on up to 45,000. Both parties suck, says Michael. Well, that's a common phrase. We're in the papers, please phase right now. Yikes. And that is true. That is true, particularly for the brown people in this country. They're legal citizens now are carrying around their passport. Legal citizens having to carry around their passport because they're being asked by an unfriendly group of ICE agents, are you an American? And they don't just believe them on face value. They got to prove it to them. And that is actually happening right now. Continuing on, though, Mike, welcome to the program. Good evening, Mike.
Okay. What up, man?
Not much at all. So we're asking now, James and Comey had their cases dismissed, but it sounds like...
I predicted.
Huh?
As I told you they would.
I don't think anybody predicted that this would prevail. I thought the cases were likely to get dismissed, but even if they did not get dismissed, that piece of crap lawyer, that real estate lawyer, they were going to lose at trial. There's so many different avenues where they were going to likely prevail, but and that's even if the case had to continue. So.
Yeah, it was a shit case from the beginning. They're gonna because they have to save face, so they have to appeal them. That's the only thing they can tell their supporters to make it make sense, because they're idiots and they'll believe anything. So they're gonna appeal them and they're gonna get thrown out again. And then what's gonna happen is James Comey and Letitia James are going to file defamation lawsuits against both of them. And then what will happen when they do that? When they file that, there'll be discovery in those cases, and Letitia James and James Comey will release more evidence of shit we haven't seen before. Because that's how this shit works. These motherfuckers don't think, Tim.
No, wait a minute. Let me just say it like this. I gotta kind of disagree with you. I think that these motherfuckers are thinking they're just advising Trump and he don't give a shit. I'm assuming that these attorneys told Trump exactly what you just told me. Sir, if you file these cases, all of the stuff that you just said is likely to happen, sir, and it could lead to more discovery. I believe they ran all that down with him, and his response was, I don't care. You heard what I said. Go do it.
No, that didn't happen, because there's no guardrails. These are loyalists now, Tim.
Okay.
You think that this real estate attorney said, yeah, this is not a good case for me to go try, since I I am not. I have
No.
no experience.
No, but the attorney that stepped down before they had to go get her likely gave Trump all of the stuff that you just gave me.
Right, and he went and got somebody that would do it. I'm not talking about the ones that wouldn't do it and resigned or were fired. I'm talking about the idiots that went in there. She doesn't even know what to do, Tim. She's a real estate attorney. What the fuck she know about a federal prosecution?
So
you think she told him no?
No, but
she told him no.
No, I don't. I'm certain she didn't tell him no. But let's be clear: Trump, as a successful businessman, a real estate mogul.
He's not.
Hold on. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'm not gonna let you pretend like Trump is not a successful businessman.
He's not.
The fuck. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not.
I know you are, but what am I to sound like Pee Wee Herman? Let me just say this.
That's where we're at.
Let me just say this though. Trump has been taking people to court probably since you and I were toddlers. He knows what it's like to go out and try to find a decent attorney. He knows putting a real estate attorney on this case did not give him a likelihood of success or a statistical probability of a good outcome. So it ain't like he didn't know. We just got to find somebody and put them out there. It seemed like he would have known ahead of time this is not going to go well.
Tim, listen, Donald Trump thinks that people that are nice to him are loyal to him. The one thing, and he's not a good businessman, the one thing that he is...
he's a fantastic businessman, but keep going.
No, he does. No, he does. But the one thing that he's tried to do from his first administration would have told him that. His first administration would have told him that. And they wouldn't have done that. Some of them wouldn't have done that because they wouldn't have wanted to risk a judicial ethics hearing for even bringing that shit forward. Some didn't. And those that didn't paid the price, just like she's going to pay the price.
Yep.
She won't be able to, she is going to be chasing buses and fucking motorcycle accidents for the next 25 fucking years.
I don't even believe she's going to be allowed to practice law at all. I think she's going to be just like Sidney Powell and Giuliani and all them.
Yes, 100%. I mean, she'll just be the face on some commercials because she won't be able to practice, or she'll be a pundit somewhere.
Well, she is good looking. She's cute, so she can go back to modeling.
She ain't worth losing your career over.
Oh, hell no. Neither is Trump.
Neither. Well, go ask the rest of these ignorant motherfuckers that's crying in their damn booking photos after the fact, like Jenna Ellis. But again, these two cases never should have been brought. They're going to appeal them. The more they continue to try to do this, and I said this before for the Gen Xers and those out there, I said this, and this applies to every president. Everything that presidents say publicly is on record.
Yeah.
It's all on record. So everything Trump has said about these people that he's trying to prosecute is going to come into play on their cases. Bolton's case is going to get dismissed too. You know, John Bolton sitting at home like, oh yeah,
I don't know John because John Bolton apparently did have documents. He was not. I mean, better yet, when he wrote that book, he did by email release classified information. I don't know. A lot of analysts are suggesting that out of all of them, John Bolton's case is probably the most strongest or the strongest.
Versus these two.
Yeah, these.
I mean, shit.
Well, let's say it like this: if you got a good case of, okay, let's say it like this: a good case is a 10. Letitia James and Comey, I think Comey's case was probably not even a 1.5 or something. Letitia James is probably maybe a 1 at best. I think John Bolton would probably be a 3 or a 4.
And so, what's the likelihood that you're going to prosecute a case successfully at a 30% clip? Man, you got to remember. You also got to remember this, Tim. This is very important. People, to put 162 people in here, attorneys don't like cases they don't believe they can win. Yeah. Because it goes on their record. It goes onto their resume. What kind of attorney are you? And so if you're taking shit cases, guess what? Moving forward, people aren't going to, because, and then who else cares?
You look like a loser. You come across looking like a loser.
You look like a loser. You come across like, I'm not taking... So that shit will show later on. Now, I know it won't show the Trump supporters because it doesn't fucking matter. Because they're attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene the same way they did Liz Cheney, the same way they did Kissinger, and all of them voted with Trump at a 90% plus clip on every fucking thing. So as soon as they show a modicum of integrity they're a Democrat. These motherfuckers.
I don't get that. I do not get. I listen. You want to talk about people accusing me of fluffing? I tell you, that's one area I do not get how you could be on Trump's side 98% of the fucking time, and the minute you criticize him, you become a Democrat. You voted against Democrats 98% of the time. You voted with Trump 98% of the time, and somehow in less than a week you can become a Democrat. I don't get that.
Definition of cultish behavior. They need 100% loyalty, 100% capitulation to their movement, or else. That is cultish at its finest. Just like Handsome Conservative. Like, they're all cults. He's a cult member. I bet you he has all his own wing at home with all Trump shit. Like, this is what these people do. Tim, listen, you gotta understand.
Oh my God.
You can't. Listen, these Trump supporters need to.
They're not all like that, Mike.
There is enough of them.
Yeah.
There is enough of them, Tim, because they
see Osby. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of folks out there that are going to support Trump, because this whole, to me, what Marjorie Taylor Greene was complaining about is exactly what MAGA wanted. You wanted the Epstein files to be released. You wanted America to be based on America First policies. She's stating that Trump is traveling all over the damn country talking about bailing out Argentina and things like that, when he told us he was going to be about America first and get us out of all of this overseas stuff. All she did was ask, I thought you were promising us this. We want what you promised. I don't know how that makes her a Democrat.
Because cult leaders and fascist leadership and dictators want unchallenged loyalty. I don't give a fuck if I told you to drink this cup of Kool-Aid. You drink it. Listen, Tim. yes, I said that shit, and I.
Well, I got speaking of some. I'll let you continue, but speaking of some shit you said in the comments, nothing means nothing. Now he's talking about your whole critique that Trump is not a success. Trump was not or is not a successful businessman, which I totally disagree with you on. But he says Michael Jordan was not a successful basketball player. I want that to be true, so it is. Caller is a child. He's obviously referring you.
Yeah, I know. And here's the thing about these ignorant motherfuckers. The reason I say he's not a successful businessman, because I don't particularly believe you can set integrity and ethics aside. If I'm stealing and lying to you to gain wealth or gain businesses, that's not success to me, because it's the manner in which you go after it. If we're saying that he's successful by lying, cheating, and hurting people, then why are we fucking with the cartels?
I didn't say the guy was ethical.
No. But again, you can listen, Tim. I told you this shit before. You keep saying he's winning and being successful. You can't set the other things aside. Like, this is why the bar is where it is.
Well, the
reason why he's in office, because people like you view success, and you set aside all the things that he did to get there. And if you set that aside, then why are you fucking with other criminals?
I'm just going to, I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to tell you that I do believe you can be a successful businessman in America while being unethical. I think that a whole lot of successful businessmen in America are unethical. The difference is we know Trump's story. Chances are Elon, fucking Bezos, Zuckerberg, Gates, many of them probably done plenty of unethical shit. Destroying companies, doing shit that's wrong behind the scenes. I bet all of them done that. He just do it more.
And if all of that came out, I would come to the same conclusion about their success. Example. Let me give you an example. Do you believe that the New England Patriots championships were tainted by Bill Belichick cheating?
Well, Tom Brady was deflating balls. I don't know.
Do you believe that? Does that put an asterisk next to the way you see Bill Belichick?
No.
Why?
Because he wasn't prosecuted by the league. I mean, they didn't find him guilty of anything. It's an accusation.
That's fair if you deduce it to that. Do you hold it? So you use the same barometer for Donald Trump?
If he didn't get prosecuted for it, Yeah, I mean, they didn't. I mean, Trump has been accused of every damn thing. But if he hasn't been, I'm going to give Trump the same courtesy I would give anybody else because I know a hell of a lot of African Americans that get treated the same way for shit that they didn't do. I mean, I'm going to unless he's prosecuted for it, it's just an allegation.
No, but you said for shit they didn't do. See, words matter, Tim. Words fucking matter, right? Like, for example, wait a minute. We know.
Why the fuck keep saying I'm MAGA? God damn it! People in the comments said because Tim is MAGA. Why the hell do they keep saying I'm MAGA, Mike?
That's because you keep fluffing and
Oh
tugging
my
and tugging.
God!
That's why. But listen, because here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but that's why we have him. Because we equivocate on a standard. We equivocate on an expectation. For the things that Trump has been accused of, you would not allow in your orbit because you haven't seen him be convicted. Like, you wouldn't do that shit. You wouldn't want him around your daughter.
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, I agree.
Wait a minute. So why does it? But why does it stop there, Tim?
Because
that's my point. Why does it stop there? With anybody?
Because there's a lot of people that may look suspicious that actually have done nothing wrong. I mean, I've been accused of shit that looked suspicious and I knew I didn't do it. I mean, look, if a bunch of chicks are accusing you of DV or what did they accuse him of, sexual assault or whatever, him and Bill Clinton. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if he's not convicted of it, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt until at least one of them get through with a conviction.
But how many times do you? We're not talking about once or twice or 3 or 4 or 5. Right. So at what point does your human element kick in and go, God damn? 26?
My human element is already kicked in, and I wouldn't. God damn it! You're right. I wouldn't want my child around Trump or Bill Clinton. But our system says you are innocent until proven guilty. I'm not going to say the man is guilty until he's actually proven that way in a court of law. Now, I'm not going to join the witch hunt. I'm not going to join the witch hunt party that are suggesting that once he is convicted, like with the 34 felonies, they want to say he didn't. You know, if he's convicted in a court of law, then damn it, he's guilty.
No, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, don't obfuscate the court of public opinion to the actual legal courts because we do it all the time. For example, what has Marjorie Taylor Greene done to be deemed what she's been deemed? The court of public opinion, but the court of public opinion, when it comes to MAGA, is sided with what Trump has said.
Yeah,
so why don't we set that down when we're talking about Trump?
Well,
I don't understand that shit.
And look, I don't convict anybody without an actual conviction. I wouldn't say that about Biden. I mean, I was defending Biden constantly, even though people were giving me all kinds of examples of his cognitive decline. I didn't start convicting Biden until after the June 27 debate where I saw with my own eyes. Before that, I was constantly arguing with people telling them everybody is saying that Biden don't know what the hell he's doing or diagnosing him through the TV screen. You don't have any access to the guy. The people around him are not saying that. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. But then he goes out there and he proved me wrong. So I don't convict until I see it.
See, you motherfuckers is crazy. Because now you're saying, what did you see? Did we ever see a diagnosis? He had a fucking terrible debate. He had a terrible debate. It was a horrible debate. But did we ever get evidence, Tim? Did we ever? Again, I'm holding the standard that you're.
You just asked me in regards to Trump, how many women got to accuse you of something before you take? How many times this man got to slip up and say crazy shit, fall off his bike, fall down the stairs? How many times before you accept it?
How many times did it happen?
A lot.
A lot, Tim. See, this is the crazy shit. This is where I really believe that you got on Trump draws right now. I honestly believe you got a pair of red MAGA draws on right now. That when you get off the matter of fact, stand up. I bet you ain't got pants on. I bet you got on some MAGA draws.
Okay, right first of all, if I stood up, this whole damn room would get dark. I'm not about to pull my shit out.
Anyway, all I'm saying is this. What you're saying, you have to just be consistent.
So do you. The example you gave about how many women got to accuse somebody before you take it seriously, you totally dismissed your own theory when it applies to Biden.
I literally have not. Listen, here's the difference between what you're saying. You show me how many times Joe Biden showed that he's having cognitive dissonance in relationship to how many times Trump was charged or accused of SA.
There's a lot of times Biden came across as being cognitively out of it, falling. I mean, just like Trump is now falling asleep in public, Biden was doing that.
Have you heard anybody say that Trump is? I haven't heard you say that Trump is showing that he's cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, but that's bullshit. You guys are trying to put me in the MAGA category so much. Y'all don't hear when I'm accusing Trump of shit. I just told you the other show the other day that Trump is talking about shit like the Civil War veterans defending airports 100 years before the invention of the airplane. He said some wild shit.
So I didn't say wild shit. I said I have never heard you say Trump is showing cognitive dissonance.
What the hell is that?
Those words?
What the hell is that?
The same thing you just said about Joe Biden.
Okay, all right.
The same thing you literally just said about Joe Biden.
Okay, well,
you literally just said he was showing cognitive dissonance in that damn debate. That's what you just said.
Okay. I definitely think Biden done it significantly more than Trump so far.
Either they have it or they don't.
Okay, well, Trump definitely has the early signs of it too.
All I want you to do, and see, here's the thing. Now, here's my consistency. I can't say that because I haven't. You're giving it a medical diagnosis.
So you don't believe Biden has any cognitive dissonance?
No, I think the motherfucker's old.
Okay. All right.
Listen, Tim, I think he's old. I told you what I saw on that stage. I'm going to say this because I know you got to move on.
Before you say it, let me ask you this. Could he have done another 4 years?
No.
Then that really don't matter what else you say from that point on. Go ahead.
Well, but again, I don't believe that. Anytime you get over that age, I'd roll the dice on anybody over 80 not making it to 84. I mean,
So do I.
I'd roll the dice on anybody that's over 80 not making it to 84 and being the president. But again, the options that we were given were a bag of orange pumpkin skin or Biden. I mean, goddamn, it wasn't that complicated. But here's what I'm saying, and I'm going to leave it at this. What we're seeing, this administration is moving forward in spite of Trump. Trump still thinks he's in charge. He's not in charge.
Who was in charge?
The Stephen Millers and the
Heritage. Yeah, the far right. I mean, I'm starting to agree with you on that part. We've disagreed on most of this conversation, but I'm starting to agree with you on that part.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Oh, I want to get to this topic.
Real quick, I gotta move real quick.
Yeah, have you seen the rumors? You might slow down for this one. Have you seen the rumors about Erica Kurt potentially being pregnant? Have you seen that? Google it.
What is this? What, she get fucked by the ghost of Charlie Kirk?
She said was. Just Google it. It's on multiple outlets.
I don't want. Listen, that's some liberal speculation. I don't want to Google that just yet.
It's on multiple. See, here you go saying liberal. Tim, it's on multiple. If anybody's in the chat, Google Eric, type her name, and that shit's gonna pop up. Look, just read, Tim.
All right, I'll take a look at it.
When he's been gone 10, it's not me saying it. Why are you trying to vilify me?
I didn't say you at all. I didn't vilify you at all.
Look at Alter Ego saying, get the fuck out. Alter Ego, I didn't write this shit. It's on like 6 to 8 different news outlets.
Yeah, but they also saying that he gonna dump his wife. There's a bunch of news outlets saying that, and they're talking about him and her and JD Vance going in. I mean, look, news outlets can sometimes speculate. That happens. I gotta move it on, Mike.
I know you gotta go, but at the end of the day, it ain't me saying this shit. It's out there. I don't know who she's pregnant by, but there is records of women saying that they were impregnated by a ghost. So who knows?
All right, appreciate it. And as we say all the time, we go left of Bernie Sanders, Trump having dinner with Q. That could be some Democratic version of Q suggesting that she's getting pregnant by ghosts and things like that. It is out there. I just Googled. I believe it's out there. And I bet you if you look deep enough, there's going to be plenty of people that saying the baby might be JD Vance's. I mean, look, I get it. They're already saying that her and JD Vance are pairing up. So if they're indicating that Erica Kirk may be in the family way, there's going to be plenty of people speculating that her child's father to be is JD Vance. You're basically third world compared to California, bro. What are you saying there? You guys are talking in the comments to each other. Tap the screen, get us on up to 60,000. And Cian says she said it herself. She says she's pregnant. Really? Now that I want to hear. Are you saying that Erica Kirk has admitted she's pregnant? I haven't heard that. I mean, there's a lot of shit I haven't heard, but I haven't heard that. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this right. L1? He says, hey, MAGA, a Saudi prince gave your boy $1 trillion and got U.S. protection without NATO. For $1 trillion, the orange man sold out his own military. America first, yeah. First to die when shit goes down. I gotta agree. I don't think Trump is operating on an America First platform. I do not see that. Marjorie Taylor Greene did not see that. I see a lot more people benefiting that are not Americans than that are Americans. I mean, the big beautiful bill has everybody from farmers to people who just want health care screaming out saying it's hurting them. I don't hear a lot of Americans benefiting under President Trump. But Argentina, and somebody in the comments, when I mention Argentina, well, it's just a currency exchange. It's benefiting Argentina. I don't give a damn how you phrase it. At the end of the day, it is beneficial to Argentina. If he's just giving them 40 billion, or if it's some kind of currency exchange, whatever way you want to spin it, but at the end of the day, it benefits that country. What is he doing that is Americans can say right now, it is beneficial to me? Now, he is indicating that the things he's doing will be beneficial down the line, but he's almost served 25% of his term almost. Come January, he will have been in office for a fourth of his term already. I don't see... Now, he's also saying a lot of things that are benefiting America that many would argue are not happening. Like he's claiming right now that the price of groceries for Thanksgiving dinner are 25% less this year than they were last year. I'm not seeing that in my neck of the woods. You guys let me know if you're seeing it in your neck of the woods. But I think that Trump is kind of taking a page from Biden's playbook, whereas you're telling people something about the economy where they know in their own life is not true. For instance, bringing up the stock market is performing at record levels. If you don't own stock, that's irrelevant. That means nothing to you. And most Americans do not have any, investment in the stock market outside of their retirement plan. So even if the stock market shoots up, okay, when you retire, you'll be better off, but you may not be retiring for 10, 20, 30 years. So that's making no difference in your current life. So I think he's telling folks something that they genuinely are not feeling, which is the same argument we were talking about on Biden. Because in politics, perception is reality. Money laundering, says Fertigray. What do you mean by that? SGB says she's carrying my mixed baby. Well, Erica Kirk is not a bad-looking woman. What do you say? You knocked up Erica Kirk there, SGB? That's disrespectful to Charlie. You know he can't trust you Negroes. Sticky Finger says, I would love to be Erica Kirk's baby lover if that's possible. I love that idea. A lot of men find Erica Kirk to be quite attractive. Okay, all right. You would love to be Erica Kirk's baby lover. Now, understand the wording, the grammar of what you said, Sticky Fingers, could be challenged. You didn't say you would love to be Erica Kirk's baby daddy. You said you would love to be Erica Kirk's baby lover. Think about the wording of that now, if that's possible. You don't want to end up down there with the Epstein stuff. Okay, looking in the comments, Charlie is rolling in his grave right now, says SGB. Well, his wife moved on exceptionally fast. But continuing on with the program, we'll go back to the box. And thank you folks that help your boy get that TikTok crown. Help your boy out with the goal there. We'll go straight back to the box, and Gangsta Grandma it is. Bro, did you guys say the only thing that matters is money? In America, yes. Gangsta Grandma, good evening.
I can't stand your fluffy fucking Negro looking ass.
Wait,
You be stay fluffing like, damn, nigga, why don't you?
Hey.
I'm fed up with your ugly ass. I'm done. Put a fork in me, I'm fucking done. You are a black maggot. You need some fucking rain, man.
What am I doing to indicate I'm a black MAGA?
Because all you do is fucking fluff. Get off your knees, man. Get off your fucking knees. And I hope to God that white trailer trash ain't pregnant. That'd be another fucking white cheat devil. We gotta fucking speak. That'd be another spawn.
Now
Oh, God.
you're talking about Erica Kirk, right?
Yeah. That's another spawn.
Why would you call her
fucking roaches, man?
Why would you call an established, successful woman like that trailer trash?
She's trailer trash. She's a white tea devil. She's a Christian nationalist.
I don't know. I think you're being a bit mean to her. I mean, what is she?
You're being mean.
What has she done wrong?
Mean to your ugly fucking bum ass. That's what I'm gonna be mean to. All you be doing is fluffing, cupcaking and fluffing.
What has Erica Kirk done to get on the wrong side of you?
She married a racist, and she believes everything he believes in. Just because she got a coochie, you think I'm gonna like her ass? Hell no.
Well, first of all, how do you know she believes in everything he believes in? Maybe she was married.
She went to the rallies, Tim. Come on, quit being like a special ed dropout, man. Cut the shit out already.
Well, she has to support her husband.
She don't have to do a goddamn thing, just live and die. I wouldn't support my husband. I wouldn't marry a man like that. What are you talking about?
So now you're suggesting that Erica Kirk is some kind of racist or something?
She is. You walk like a fucking duck. You talk like a fucking duck. Quack quack. You a duck. She married one.
Well, you know they claim that Charlie Kirk was not racist. He just liked to debate.
Oh, he was really racist. He's leaking now in the grave, is he not? Drip, drip. That was, hey, one down. How many more do we gotta go? You think I don't give a fuck.
You're promoting what they refer to as liberal violence.
Oh, well. What do you want me to do? You want me to cry about it?
I want to know, how does that type of... Thank God. How does that type of rhetoric move this country forward?
I'm done. I am done trying to be nice to people. Trump got into office with all this division. You seen all the racists come out of the word work. He allows this shit to happen. You know, all the damn triple Ks and shit voted for him. Proud Boys, all of them voted for him.
So then what are you doing? You don't like Trump and Charlie Kirk, so you're just going to be hateful yourself?
Drip. What?
So you're just going to be hateful as retaliation?
I'm not being hateful. I'm telling the damn truth. There's a difference between telling the truth and being hateful. I'm just telling the truth. I don't like their ugly asses. And I'm glad he's dripping.
But when I say hate, because you got my comment section on YouTube using your phrase drip as well. I mean, that's
I'm dripping in the grave, man. I never said a white boy be leaking. That was some bad fucking shit leaking all over the place on national television. And you know what? He did everything he deserved, man.
You think, wait, you actually believe that Kirk deserved that?
Yep. Karma's real, honey. Karma is so real.
It's free speech.
All you talking about is black people this, black people that. Lean to the left, honey. Lean to the left. Leak him.
You ever heard of the phrase free? You ever heard of the phrase free speech? This is awful what you're saying.
Well, you know, I'm not like you. I'm not gonna kiss the white man's ass. So get the white cock out your mouth, honey, and let the quit dripping. Cause you know what? I'm telling the fucking truth. Unlike you little peasant, you little ninja, you know, you fucking basket case motherfucker, you. All of you always got something nice to say about the maggots. Oh, they be my love maggots. They be my beloved maggots. They'll be the first one to put you in a fucking tree, though.
Well, as Alter Ego says, the karma train travels in both directions.
I'm not talking shit. I'm telling the fucking truth. Tell him to get off his fucking knees.
You ever heard of the...
And these motherfuckers, they vote against their own interests. They really think that Trump likes their ugly fucking dumbasses. And he don't even like his own damn self. All he likes is the billionaires.
You ever heard of the phrase free speech?
I got my free speech, and I'm saying it right now, huh?
Okay, but you believe Charlie Kirk deserved to perish for
and lead it to the left.
what has he done? What did he do that was so damn wrong? It's just free speech.
You know what, Tim? I'm about to fucking choke your black ass out for real, for real. I'm about to choke you the fuck out. I can't stand your.
Why are you so violent?
Negro fucking ass. Oh, what? Free speech? Yeah, saying that black women don't have the brains to do shit, and they're taking jobs away from the white women. That's okay, huh, Tim? Because you don't like black women, like you was trying to go there today, huh? With Miss Harris. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Ninja. Shut the fuck up.
Why do
Shut the fuck up.
What makes you suggest, by your wildest imagination, that I don't like black women? What is making you think something so crazy?
You don't. Be honest. You like that ugly ass, smelling, no good but nothing tuna, fucking coochie ass, fucking you call snow bunnies. And they fucking coochies look like fucking roast beef tore up from the floor up.
That is, listen, I don't know where. And in the comments, Robert says she doesn't mind revealing her evil soul. Let her keep going. Do you have an evil soul?
No, I have a nice soul to the ones I like. To the maggots and the Triple K and the Proud Boys and shit. Fuck you. I'm not gonna kiss your ugly ass. Tim will. Tim's like this.
I don't think what you.
You're my maggot.
I just think I just think what you said about Charlie Kirk is deplorable. I got a question for you, though.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I think a lot of shit's deplorable. I think a black man like you with your fat looking ass over here talking mad shit about us and plotting for the white man and on your knees, that's deplorable too. How about that?
I'm not plotting for the white man, and I'm not on my knees.
Yes, you are. You're on your knees for the white man. Yes, master. Go get your whips. You might like it.
Some would suggest that maybe I just don't hate the white man like you do.
I don't hate normal white people. The maggots, I do. Don't look at me like that. I'll knock you upside your fucking coconut looking head. That's why your fucking ass is single.
Okay, I got a question for you from a viewer. Sticky Finger says, ask Gangsta Grandma how much does she love Jasmine Crockett, and is there anything hold on. Okay, this is a two-part question. Was there anything special connection that she would give her for the holidays? I don't get the second part of your question, Sticky Fingers. Special connection, give her for the holidays. I don't get that. But so you're a fan of Jasmine Crockett, though? I
like Jasmine. I like my governor. He's gonna be the next president because he's trolling the shit out of the fucking ugly ass motherfucker in office. Mm-hmm.
I don't see any issue with I don't have any issue with Jasmine Crockett either. So
you got issues with everybody except for the white women.
I have never said anything negative about.
You don't even think that woman, that white woman that just lost both these cases, is cute. That motherfucker's burnt up, tore up from the floor up. That motherfucker's ugly. See, men will fuck on anything. Us women, we don't fuck on anything. At least we got some damn kind of standards.
Do you think that the attorney that prosecuted Pam Bondi, Pam Bondi put her in there, but you think the attorney that prosecuted James Comey and Leticia James, you think she's ugly?
Hell yeah, that bitch is ugly. All those damn women that hit his shit's ugly. They're all plastic. Oh, God.
I think you just have an issue against Caucasian women.
I think you shut the fuck up. That's what I think you should do. And I think you should sit your ass down somewhere and be a fucking black man instead of a white man. That's what I think you should fucking do. And then you might get some help and getting your audience and shit to like your ugly ass and give you more goals. Unlike some people, because you know your little maggots ain't doing shit for your ugly ass. No, that's ugly. That is fucking ugly.
Here is the woman that is prosecuting them.
She's ugly.
She looks fucking like
the cat looks better than that shit.
She looks.
Chinese cat looks better than that. That's ugly. That's fucking ugly.
She kind of has like Farrah Fawcett vibes. I don't think she's ugly at all.
Hell no. Hell no. See, you fuck on anything that looks white to you. You nasty. Yeah, get some standards up, man. Damn. That's some nasty shit right there. She is ugly. She's fucking fugly, man.
And I got folks in the comments that are saying she's beautiful and
yeah, because they're white and they like they white, ugly ass, trashy ass women. They're maggots. They all stick together like fucking roaches. She's ugly.
I don't know why you have such hatred towards white people. I just don't get it.
I
don't have hatred towards white people. I have hatred towards the maggots. Because all they do is bring hate. They do not like your dumb fucking ass. When are you going to snap to that? The maggots do not like you. They're sending this fucking United States to the pits of hell. They voted for fucking hate. They didn't vote for the groceries to be less. They didn't vote for the getting Medicare and Medicaid. They voted for fucking hate. So shut the fuck up and get the cock out your fucking mouth.
Okay. Well,
okay? I hate them. Yes, I do. I hate them because they're bringing everybody out and they're taking Black history out of books. They don't even want us to have our civil fucking rights. They want us back into the fucking slave up in the field and shit like black jobs and shit. So shut your fucking ugly ass up, Tim.
And
now you got me fucking pissed the fuck off. I gotta go and smoke a goddamn blunt before I hurt your dumb ass.
Once again, this comes up a lot when I'm talking to you. One of my viewers, Wade Travel says, ask her what is her race. Your race is coming.
My race, you don't need to know, okay, bitch? I just know this, I'm not cracker-ass cracker, okay?
Why do you say that?
Just know that I'm not.
Why do you say that? That is a racist term.
Because they are. They're saltines. I like my Ritz, so they're saltines. I can't call them my Ritz because I love me some Ritz.
There's some
dried out looking ass shit.
You like your Ritz, huh? Oh my God. You
are.
are.
Ritz ain't dried out. Like the saltines, like that motherfucker is. Dried out. Tore up on the. You know how much makeup she had to put on her ass?
I think.
Look at that. That's just nasty. She even has makeup on her fucking damn neck.
I mean, listen, she looks attractive. I don't know why you say she looks that.
You always think that white women are attractive. They can look like a snake.
Let me ask it to you. Okay, gangster, let me ask it to you this way. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, supermodel quality. What would you give her? Scale of 1 to 10.
0. Mine.
Oh, hell no.
She's ugly.
A 0?
I don't like white women. They is ugly. They fugly. That's like a roach on crack right there. What the fuck you need rage?
You give in the comments. I want to see my viewers in the comments. Scale of 1 to 10. The woman on the monitor behind me. What would you give her? It doesn't matter if you like white women or not. You can say a 0.
She's ugly, Tim, and it's probably fake ass hair that she got on her head.
A 0? A 0. Damn.
Minus 0, not the 0. Minus, honey.
That's terrible. And I see in the comments, Christian gave her an 11. So there you go.
They're thirsty, they desperate. They'll fuck on anything. Men will fuck on anything. As long as they have a fucking semi of a coochie. And that motherfucker who may not even have a fucking coochie. The way she be fucking looking.
What would you give Melania Trump?
Oh my God, that's just all plastic right there. Have I seen her coochie? 0. Negative 0, 0, 0. Her coochie ain't cute.
Have you ever seen an attractive white woman, gangster grandma?
No, I don't. They ugly.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
Our black women, let me tell you, so our black women and our brown women, they don't go out in the sun and burn. They motherfuckers look like strawberries at the end of the damn day.
You say you've never seen an attractive white woman?
Nope. I don't like them like that. Nope.
I rest my case.
I don't find them sexually attractive. I find chocolate women sexually attractive, brown women sexually. At least their coochies don't look fucked up, tore up on the floor.
Oh my God.
Like I said, Timmy, you'll fuck on anything.
This ain't got nothing to do with fucking on anything. I just think.
You would fuck on anything, Tim. Let's just keep it a buck. You think that shit is cute? Oh my God, I could imagine.
I don't think she's a 0.
She's a 0. She's a 0. I wouldn't fuck her with a 10-foot pole. My dogs did.
Okay, maybe it was a bad picture. Here's another one of her.
Oh my God, that's worse. God, she's even uglier now.
Oh my God.
That's the first pick.
Oh my.
That's the triple fucking 0. What the fuck?
Oh Lord. In the comments, tell gangster grandma to calm down. I'll come over and cook her Thanksgiving dinner. I'll get you some red wine.
No, I'm good. I don't like white people can't cook.
Get you some rose petals and big drop.
No, I'm good.
Somebody looking out for you. Looking out for you.
No, I'm good. I don't trust white people's cooking.
Do you?
Have you you seen Get Out situation?
Oh,
I
my
put the
God.
shit up in the shit. Fuck that. And they don't even know how to cook like that shit.
Have you
They
ever-
put raisins in a potato salad. That's what I heard. Hell to the fuck to the no.
Have you
I'm
ever
good.
have you ever met a white person that you liked?
Yeah,
I'm
I have.
curious with the way some.
Our allies, the ones that's out there helping us, yeah, I like they asses.
The way you talk to what do you think? What do you-
She's cute. See, she's cute.
Yeah, but
See, you put that white bitch in her. She got to right there. Educated black woman out there, white trashy ass woman. Watch, Cracker got it.
well, the white woman that I had before her is a real estate attorney, so she's educated
She's a
too.
real estate attorney, don't know shit. And she just got her shit handed to her. And she's gonna lose her license. Ain't that some shit?
All
And
right.
that's just saying the bitch that you a fuck. Ain't that some nasty shit? You don't have no chance of cracking because you a fucking Uncle Ruckus.
That
You an Uncle Ruckus for real, for real.
I actually think you're
I'm
under.
trying to help you. I do. I try to be nice and everything. But no, today was it. I can't stand you with your fluffy, no good, bald-headed looking ass.
I actually think you're an undercover racist, gangster grandma.
I'm not undercover fucking racist.
I don't even think you know something. I think
Let me tell you something. The motherfuckers are out here telling us that we cannot have our own history month. Taking shit from us. Like we have done nothing to these motherfuckers. They hate us for our fucking skin color. And you want me to bow down, kiss their white tea asses? Give me a fucking break, Tim. I'm not like you. I don't go on the panels and kiss their fucking ass and try to debate. Why would I debate with a fucking racist? Why? Why would I even give them that? The fucking racist, to this day, if they're still standing with that fucking man, you are a racist. He even called himself a fucking fascist.
well, he let Mom
Well-
Donnie. He let Mom Donnie. So wait a minute. You're saying
Because
that?
he is a fascist.
Are you saying that anybody that's still standing with Trump is a racist?
Yes. Because they know who he is. So why the fuck do I need to kiss their fucking rings and be nice to their sorry asses? See, that's what's wrong with your fucking black ass. That you want everyone, that you think that we should bow down and be nice and be civil. Fuck you and fuck everyone that likes you. Fuck you. No, I would not be civil. I would not kiss the fucking goddamn ring, and they can kiss my black fucking ass.
Gangster grandma, always a pleasure talking to
No,
you.
let me tell. Hold on.
I gotta move it on. I'm hurting. You're hurting my soul.
Let me tell you, I don't give a fuck if I hurt your goddamn soul. You want everybody to kiss their fucking asses. You want everyone to show them. No, we don't need to do that no more. They're showing their true colors. Why can't we give them what they give to us, Tim? Why can't we? Why don't you ask them why they're taking Black History out and shit?
I don't think what you're
They're
doing.
trying to whitewash it, Tim.
All right, I'll leave it at that. I gotta go. I don't think that furthers the narrative, is what I was going to ask. What I was going to say to her. But looking in the comments, Pamela says you go lose your account. Gangsta Grandma's been a regular caller to the show for quite a while. So look, there's certain things I guess you can get away with. When you start throwing the N word around, I kind of told her to calm that down. But Gangsta Grandma's really passionate in her beliefs. I've been called every name under the sun by her, but we don't black ban or censor. What do I say? We're certainly open to conversation. It ain't easy talking against the grandma. Jeez, it ain't easy. Anyway, looking in the comments, tap the screen, by the way, get us up to 75,000. She is hurting all souls and our ears, says Curry. Okay. Grandma hates Trump. I think that's pretty obvious. You had unbelievable patience with her. Hats off. Thank you, the golf mouth. Appreciate that. Maybe, and by the way, tap the screen, get the likes up, help your boy out, finish off that crown goal. Thank you for supporting the show. PPF Red says, I love her. You know, I'll tell you this though. Despite the amount of brutality, sheer verbal brutality that Gangsta Grandma delivers, there's a lot of viewers that like her. I'm the bullseye. I get it. I don't agree with a lot of that, obviously, but A lot of viewers are like, this woman is a national treasure. You'd be amazed at some of the shit you see in the comments when she comes on. People actually ask for her by name as if she's Schmuckers. Thank you, Denkel. Real quick. So, Tim, can you please tell me, how do you still defend Trump and his innermost circle for what they say as of right now? How do you defend that? I don't defend most of it. That's what my viewers like Gangsta Grandma think I'm doing. I just stated that Trump is going against what Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted, which is America first, not a fan of bailing out Argentina and all this stuff, and wanting the Epstein files. I didn't defend anything on Trump. I actually agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on that. So I think the issue is, and I'll go to the next caller, tap the screen, get us up to 75,000. I think the issue is we are so recessed in our camps that we want, if you're a Democrat, I want 100% negativity when you're talking about the Republicans. If you're a Republican, I want 100% negativity when you're talking about the Democrats. Because if you listen to my show, MAGA don't think I'm MAGA. So the Democrats want 100% negativity and criticism of President Trump. If you give him credit for anything, your ass must be MAGA. Look, if I think Trump is doing something right, I'm going to give him credit for it. If I think he's doing something wrong, I'm going to do the same to him. Same on that. Same thing with Biden. When Biden was in office, if I thought he was doing something right, I'd give him credit for it. And if he's doing something wrong, vice versa. So as a result, both MAGA and the Democrats think I'm full of shit. Both sides do, because I'm not 100% on either side. Looking in the comments, though, it's about judgment of character. You can have a shitty character and still be considered a good president, Ryan. I'd submit this to you. I think just about everybody on the face of Mount Rushmore probably had shitty character. Many of them were owning slaves and all kinds of other stuff. So, I mean, if we're going to state that you can't be a good president because you got shitty character, that's probably going to remove most of them from the equation. I mean, Thomas Jefferson, our nation's second commander-in-chief, had a 14-year-old baby mama. Got her pregnant at 14. Had like 6 kids with her. And I think she was part black. So, I mean, look, even in the business world, which is what I was telling Mike before Against the Grandma, that we actually give credit to a lot of successful businessmen that have terrible character. So if you get rid of people that got bad character, that's going to get rid of a whole lot of people. Whole lot of people. Anyway, looking in the comments, in my 55 years of living, I've never had a president to say they hate the other party. Yes, that is terrible. Look, Trump has done a whole lot of things we've never heard. I've never seen the word unprecedented used in regards to a president as much as President Trump. His character, horrible. I'm not going to defend his character. His character is horrible. And I think he was elected to have a horrible character. I mean, because he's been doing horrible stuff since the Obama administration. He was saying horrible stuff about Obama, came down the golden escalator, won, and just continues saying horrible stuff. He's been saying horrible stuff since he entered politics. But he was elected for that. That's what his voters said. I could go for some $2 gas and mean tweets. He was elected to be horrible. So it is what it is. Anyway, Gangsta Grandma hates Trump, says Ryan. I get it. Let me go back to the box. Tamar's been holding good evening, Tamar. You shut down the government. Look, both parties took a part in shutting down the government. It wasn't done by one party. Tamar, good evening.
What's up, Tim?
None. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit less turbulence after my last flight. So you don't see me as MAGA, do you?
No, I don't see it as MAGA.
All right. Thank you. Thank God. It got rough.
I get it. You got a show to run, but I can see how people say you fluffy too, though. But I get it. I get it because you're trying to run a show. You're trying to make it interesting, and I think that's why people listen to you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So what do you think? You're likely aware that both Letitia James and Comey, both of their cases have been dismissed.
And I knew that was going to happen. We all knew that was going to happen.
So why do you think he pursued it in the first place? Because you're right. I think everybody knew it was going to happen.
Because Trump told him. Because this second term that he's on, he basically everybody's a yes man, a yes sir type of person. They even said it doing his before he got elected that they were putting a cabinet together of people that were going to be loyal to him. If you remember, like his sons or somebody in his family said that, like, you know, the only people that they want are people that are going to be loyal to them. Yeah. When they were putting the cabinet together and stuff like that, and if you weren't going to be loyal to them, then they didn't need you. Yeah. But they wasn't going to use you.
And real quick in the comments, Mike, I see you say you're going live. I'll try to see if I can stop in. I'll certainly come in and chew the rag with you there if you end up going live. So in regards to what you're saying there, though, Tamar, the loyal folks. Now, you would admit that most politicians try to surround themselves with somewhat loyal people on their administration. You kind of want people to kind of go with what your agenda is, right?
Yeah, you would, but I mean, you can't have everybody that's just going to do everything you want. Like his first term, he didn't have that, and it was kind of, I mean, like him or not, it was kind of a successful term. And I think a lot of people kind of voted for him, thinking that you were going to get a repeat of, of his first term, more of America first. I think that's actually what happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene too, that she kind of fell for the fiascos of thinking that she was going to get another first term of America first. And
so you do see Trump's first term as fairly successful then?
I mean, let's put it like this: if it wasn't for COVID, he would have won. Yeah. Let's be real. Yeah. And I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, but I'm a realist. I got enough sense to know that if it wasn't for the pandemic, what was stopping him?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And every time I say that shit, go ahead.
It didn't matter. Whoever you put up against him, they would have got crushed. But it's only because of the pandemic, the way he handled it, and the fact that everybody was home and got to see how much of an ass this guy was, is the reason why we got what we got. Him doing the pandemic briefings every day and people having to see that, like, you got to really see how much of a jerk this guy was.
Yeah. So do you think Biden was a better president than Trump?
I think he was less drama. I don't think Biden was a bad president. I just think he was just too old and just. I think he really mishandled immigration. He did try to get some things passed that a lot of people don't talk about as far as bills with immigration that got.
That's kind of his fault, though. Would you not? But tomorrow, that's kind of his fault. Would you not agree? Because when Trump does things that are successful, he makes sure you know. I mean, Trump will even lie and say he was a success at things he's not successful at.
And I agree with you on that. The Democrats do not let people know. They don't let people know the successful stuff that he's done. Like as far as like the infrastructure bill that Biden passed, a lot of good things came out of that. I lived in Jersey City. And they're going like block to block right now, tearing up, taking out all the lead pipes and from like house to house, and they're doing a whole bunch of different things regarding stuff like that. Like it hasn't stopped. I believe that came from one of the things with his infrastructure bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now Adrian, I want to ask you this because Adrian in the comments asked a question. Why do y'all hate old people? Because we're talking about Trump and obviously Biden's age.
I don't hate old people, but come on now. You run in the country, and you're making laws. This goes for Senate and Congress people too. You're making laws and stuff and for the chance that you may not even be here. Like, come on, like maximum orders like you're in your 80s.
You said a chance where you might not even be here.
I mean, Mitch McCullough, like these people are all up here making choices for stuff that they're not even going to be here to see. Yeah. I hate to say it sounds that way, but let's be real. Am I wrong?
You are right. And by the way, Sapper 41st, thank you for that greeting. I appreciate that. But you are right. I mean, Trump, McConnell, Biden, less than a decade, they're probably all gone.
So, like, how can you be making laws for my decisions for me I'm 47, so I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but at least I still got at least a good another 30 years if I play it right.
What about the maturity level, though? I get that you're 47. What about the maturity level? Because the same viewer says that young people make bad laws. So, Biden, Trump, the maturity level, they've seen a lot more. Maybe the older guy would make better laws. I mean, she's saying that.
I mean, look at Bandali. He's young. When Obama came in office,
yeah, and they're saying he wants to be a socialist.
I mean, a lot of people like him. I mean, I'm not saying he's the representative of the Democrat Party, but I think some of his views aren't that bad. I mean, like they're doing it in countries like in Holland and stuff like that, and it's successful. Some of the stuff.
So you think Mom Donnie's socialist agenda would? You think Mom Donnie's socialist agenda would be good for America?
Not all of them, but some of them might work.
Give me some examples. Give me some examples.
I mean, the child care thing, that's not a horrible idea.
Free child care?
Yeah, I think rent control is not a bad idea. I mean, honestly, like, some of these places charge crazy amount of rent for a box.
Okay.
Like literally people, I know people that's paying like almost $2,000 and then literally you walk in and you walk out.
Okay, but then I have to ask, we'll start with the rent control, because I used to be a landlord. If you own property, would you want the government telling you how much you could charge for your tenants?
And my father owned property, but I mean, like, there comes a time where sometimes these landlords are doing too much. Yes, they did take a lot of losses when COVID happened. I can admit that, but I mean, it's 6 years now, and the landlords, like a lot of these places, you apply for these applications. You got to pay an application fee. What happens when you don't get chose? You don't get that money.
You
back.
Lose your application. Well, but let me tell you. I'll tell you
some of these places, the application fees are expensive. It's not like they're $5 or $10. Some of these places,
it's $100. It can be. I'll tell you. Let me give you my own personal story. I once was trying to rent out an apartment. And you obviously empty apartments, you're not making any money. So and you got to still pay the mortgage on that building like I had to. So I really wanted somebody in there. I had a tenant call me in the middle of a snowstorm in Chicago. And I was in a city called Elgin, which is one of the suburbs of Chicago, about 30, 40 miles away. This person wanted to see the property and I wanted to rent it. I got up and drove that entire distance in a snowstorm. It took me about 2 hours to get there because this person wanted to take a look at the property and let me know if they wanted to rent the apartment. When I got there, it turns out that I was part of some baby mama drama, that this person only wanted to get in the apartment because the baby daddy may have left something in there, didn't have any intention of buying the property at all. What I'm saying is, so what I'm saying is you want to make them pay application fees, otherwise they're wasting your time. I wasted a ton of time.
I'm not saying you shouldn't pay an application fee, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes some of these application fees are ridiculous. When you go from place to place to place, that can get expensive. That can get super expensive. If you're trying to go, you're trying to find a place and you're desperately searching, you gotta be out, and maybe something happened, some type of thing happened, and now you're like behind the 8 ball, as they say, and you're trying to find, and you have a certain time before you lose your place.
So you would be okay if you were a landlord, because of the problems you're saying that exist now, you would be okay as a landlord with the government telling you how much you could charge?
Yeah, I mean, if you know, let's put it this way: if you know your apartment is, say you own a building with 50 units in it, and like the 2-bedroom units are 1,800. Let's just say, I'm just spitting out, and it's not that bad of a neighborhood, but you're charging $2,200 a month. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, I get it. I mean, there is a such thing as price gouging. I mean, if you word it like that, I don't totally disagree with you. And the free daycare.
Maybe that's more what it should be. Like, maybe you're really going, like, how, like, when you sell your house, you got to get, like, appraised and everything. Like, maybe they should do something like that with apartments. Like, is it really worth that much if you're charging that much for it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. In free daycare, you also mentioned who's going to pay for the free daycare. Travelman, thank you for the TikTok crown. Appreciate that, Travelman.
I mean, honestly, if you charge these people that's making a certain amount, if you like Dali said, 2% more is not that much. I mean, I'm sure we're paying, us average people are paying that, and we don't even notice it. So what's the big deal with them paying their fair share? And
listen, we're on the lower end. We're part of the 99%, so it sounds good. I don't know.
We're the most taxed.
Yeah, but I don't know if I was if we were part of the 1%, we may not agree with this conversation though.
Yeah, I feel you, but I mean, come on now. Elon's about to get $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Like, but these people, some of these billionaires they're barely paying taxes. They've been getting away with murder for months. I mean, for years.
Would you agree with limiting how much wealth a single person could have?
No, that part I don't agree.
So if he can find a way to get $1 trillion, you don't have a problem with him getting it.
I don't mean, did he really do anything to earn it? In my opinion, no. But I mean, whatever. If that's what if Tesla wants to give that to him, and more power to them.
Well, when they get to that level, it ain't always about doing something to earn it. They can actually do things to pass laws. I mean, at this point, Elon can use his money to get politicians in there that pass laws that favor his businesses. He has enough money now to literally control the system to some degree.
I thought Tesla was doing so bad. At one point, they had to have a whole commercial for the, on the White House lawn, right?
Yeah.
If Tesla was doing that bad at one point.
Yeah. I don't, something, probably the best thing that happened to Tesla is Elon getting out of the spotlight of politics, because he was making that company toxic.
Yeah.
He was a toxic CEO. But he's gotten out of it now, and Tesla's a no.
Stuff that he was doing, but he made sure he destroyed half of the stuff that we did, the USAID, all that stuff. Like from what I understand, there's a lot of people dying behind that shit.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that there's thousands of people dying from that.
Like MAGA claims that they're supposed to be God-fearing people and this and that, and they love God and all that. It's not that you're cutting all these programs, these people that got AIDS, HIV, vaccines and stuff like that. Like all that stuff has been going, and the next person that's gonna probably pick it up is China.
Wow, and I don't have any answer for that. I don't have any answer for I don't have any answer for how you can be God-fearing and anti-USAID. I mean, you're favoring Argentina, but you're
things.
Huh?
Just doing common things that good things to people. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any. I can't explain that away.
One of my MAGA friends told me like, oh, we're like they feel that they're better than Democrats because Democrats don't believe in reading the Bible and stuff like that. I'm like, really? And I said, in my opinion, I don't really do organized religion. I said, but I know of the Bible. I said, but I don't read the Bible every day. No, I don't. I said, I'm sure you don't either. You bullshit me. You're lying.
Yeah.
And I can't even ask you to quote a scripture because I don't really know no scriptures like that. I know them when I hear them. I know if it's a true scripture or not most of the time, but I'm not really into. Me personally, I don't think the Bible really fits with a lot of times for current times in our time.
I don't think you say in our times. I don't think the way this country has behaved since its inception that we've ever been following the Bible. I mean, we've always treated people like shit, whether it's our own people or people in other countries. I mean, we've always done that. So I don't think we've ever lived that way.
Yeah, true. Look what we're doing with Venezuela. I mean, with all these people in the ocean, and they're bragging about killing people in the water. Oh, they don't see too many fishing boats in the water not anymore. Even though, but everybody, guess what? Everybody's still getting their dope.
Yeah.
So
I can't argue with you. I can't. I got to move it on tomorrow, but I can't argue with you. Finally, a peaceful phone call. I do appreciate you. You're like a breath of fresh air to what I've been dealing with today. But no, I can't argue. I agree with everything you're saying. Certainly, the whole claim to be God fearing while having zero empathy for those who are downtrodden. I don't have any counter to that. I agree with that 100%. I'll give you the last word though.
I'm just saying, like the way that this administration is acting, something's gonna happen because there's no way that you can be doing all this stuff and actually expect to win the midterms. So I don't know what exactly is gonna happen, but I'm telling you, the way that they're acting, it's like almost like they don't even care because they know they have something brewing. So that like you get what you get
Something,
what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, the something brewing sounds frightening.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know exactly what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it yet. But there's something brewing because there's like people like why would you want to be like a lot of these people that's associated with Trump are gonna lose their spots come these midterms.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean that's traditionally what happens. I remember Obama taking a shellacking. That's what happens is the incumbent usually loses in the midterms. That wouldn't. I mean, under Trump it may be worse than normal, but that kind of is what happens.
I'm thinking that's going to be. Look at all the stuff they're doing. Like, there's no way that this can just be. This is just going to be a smooth sweep, and they're going to just sit back and allow it. Something's going to happen. I don't know what he's talking about. Executing Democrats for commercial.
Yeah.
That just told soldiers like, hey, like if you get an unlawful law, you don't have to do it.
Well, he's saying that commercial could lead to dissension in the ranks of the military, where they're now judging whether or not they have to follow orders. So I think it's a stretch.
Plenty of people that's after this administration is gone. Those people like that committed that stuff. Who's going to be there to protect them? Yes, like Pete, Hennessy Pete and the rest of the gang, they're gonna get pardoned.
Who is Hennessy? Wait, who the hell is Hennessy Pete?
Pete Hexoff or whatever his name is, Hennessy Pete.
Oh my God.
Him and what's the other guy? Tim, the guy that had the money in the bag.
You talking about you talking about the borders are Tom Homan?
He always sounds like he's drunk. They drinking buddies. They're like the two old guys on the Titanic that was drunk as hell that went down with the ship.
Oh my God, Hennessy Pete and Tom Hanks. I gotta go. Tamar, thank you. Good talk.
Good one,
you too. Always a pleasure.
Right.
Tap the screen, folks.
Bring the
Thank you.
king up.
All right, tap the screen. Get your boy on up to 90,000. Whiskey Pete says, would Hennessy be the drink for XF? I mean, that's usually, that's us, ain't it? Drinking a hen. You think Pete XF would be sipping on hen? I mean, he got access to the best shit. Yeah, and I see in the comments, Callie Love says Pete would never drink Henny. He is too racist. Like I'm so he wouldn't even drink hen or smoke a Newport, huh? Because it's too associated with black people. Really, yikes. The mindset of a man is gone when you can't connect to the next real man who didn't put his mind on nothing but hard work and women. It's a deep statement. I'd have to sit back and kind of interpret what you're saying there. 6890. Is that a lot? What do I say? Is there a lot about you and your character of no adults in America trust you and your judgment of characters? Don't know what that means. Anyway, going back to the box, tap the screen, get us up to 90. By the way, folks, if you favor this type of open dialogue from all sides of the aisle, feel free to follow the program. We're here most weekdays. Give us a sub if you're watching on YouTube right now. If you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, follow the program. Give us a follow if you're watching on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook right now. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a sub. Dencal, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, so, man, there's been a lot going on. Well, first of all, looks like Letitia James and Comey are temporarily out of the wood chipper, so to speak.
Temporarily.
Temporary. So you expect it to come back?
Yeah, Carolyn, she already said it. She already said that they're planning. She got on that. Now, this is probably the first time in history the White House has came out and spoken for the DOJ. She said, we, the Department of Justice, will be appealing this. Now, normally, what do they always say? You would have to talk to the DOJ about any open investigations or stuff that they're doing. This is probably the first time in American history that the communications person.
So she's making it clear. She's making it clear that they're being prosecuted by the White House, not the Department of Justice. Yeah, that's going to be used in court.
Exactly, which is pretty scary when we just came from, I don't know, a couple hundred years of the DOJ is supposed to be. They're supposed to be conducted separate from the executive branch. Yes, they fall under the executive branch, but they're not a personal. No, those are not personal prosecutors.
These are violations, they are saying, of the uniform code.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The DOJ is supposed to be an independent arm of the government. It doesn't supposed to be at President Trump's or any
military justice
or any president's beck and call. But that does appear to be yet another arm of the Trump administration at this point.
Right. Well, we saw it when he made a mistake and sent that. It was supposed to be a DM that he sent to Bondi.
Yep.
Remember when he told her to prosecute people? It was supposed to have been a private message, but he's telling her.
Yeah, he's telling her to go after him.
And the last time he just told her to do something, she jumped right back in and, Roger that, sir, we're on it.
Yeah, I think they said that after he sent that message out suggesting that he needs to go after Comey and Schumer and Letitia James. I think they said like within 200 hours they had opened up a case. So it was quick. I mean, it was like,
which is crazy because the same people had come out a couple months ago and told us about the Epstein stuff. There is no case. There's nothing to look at. And then the president says, all right, we need to take a look at Clinton and these other people. Yeah. And she's, Roger that, sir, we're on it. Like, you don't make a case and then you don't decide what the ending of a case is going to be and then develop a case around it. Like, either there's information to go after these people or not.
Well, but what about, because one of my viewers is saying the same thing happened with Biden. What about this clip here from President Trump?
We have a man, the only way he can get elected is to weaponize the Justice Department, which he's gone around doing. I didn't know practically what a subpoena was and grand juries and all of this. Now I'm like becoming an expert. I have no choice because we have to. It's a disgrace. If you say something about an election, they want to put you in jail for the rest of your life. It's a disgrace.
So he's indicating that Biden was weaponizing the DOJ as well. So as some of my viewers are saying that.
The difference is he has zero evidence. He was just saying, we know what he is doing it because he's written it down and he's spoken it from his mouth. So yes, we can say, well, what about him or what about that? But there's two big differences in what these two men are doing or have did.
Well, I will say this too, and I agree with you 100%, but I will say this as well. When you see the clip here, when Trump was trying to become president, he clearly had a problem with weaponizing the DOJ. Now that he's become president and is obviously doing the same thing, now all of a sudden it is, well, Biden was doing it too. So clearly what he claimed to have had a problem with under the Biden administration, he has no problem doing it himself. I mean, because I don't think anybody's arguing that he's not weaponizing the DOJ. The best argument that they're trying to make is, well, Biden did it too, but they're not saying that Trump is innocent of this.
Right, yeah. That's what we always get down to, is it's not about whether he's guilty or not. They just saying somebody else did something like that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to leave it at that. The same way he just did the other day again with, who was it, Jimmy Kimmel? And
I heard about that. I didn't see it, but somebody told me. Did he go after Jimmy Kimmel's job again?
Yeah, and he went after the whole network again, saying on TV, I think they should get their license taken. It's some very it's some very good people in charge of those networks. Like, he's just saying it out loud, and the people are acting like, well, they did it under. No, they did not do this under any presidency. It would not have flown. But we're just so numb to him doing shit that we just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I gotta say, if there's one thing that seems apparent about President Trump is he's not a fan of free speech. If your speech includes criticizing him, if he can stop that, he will. He is not a fan of that. Even though while sitting next to Mamdani, he let him call him a fascist, but it does appear as if President Trump will try to interfere with your right to criticize the government while he's in charge. He don't seem to be a fan of free speech. I'm assuming you see it the same way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, anytime somebody says, this goes all the way back to his first term when, he was talking shit to people that was literally sitting on the stand in a federal courthouse. He's tweeting out stuff that they reading in the courthouse while this shit is happening. Like, he doesn't want anybody to speak freely if it's about him.
Yeah. I don't know why that's not drawing the ire of MAGA. I'm surprised MAGA's not. Listen, I get that you like Trump, but you shouldn't want to lose your free speech. And when you start talking about taking down whole networks because they're not covering you right, but you're not saying anything about Fox News at all, it does seem to be very biased. Why are we seeing this and MAGA is not?
Because they feel, not that they are, but they feel like they are winning. They are not, but they feel like it. And that's how he runs things, by a feeling. If you feel good about what he's doing, you won't say nothing. Even though we know that the economy is not doing great, he just will get up there and tell people everything is cheaper now. And without any kind of proof, they know because they go to the grocery store themselves. And they will twist themselves in a pretzel talking about, well, where I'm at, peanuts are a little bit cheaper than they were a year ago.
You'd be amazed at how many people I'm hearing that's suggesting that groceries are, because Trump is saying groceries are down 25%. That you're right. There's a lot of MAGA that are agreeing with that. I'm like, where do you live at? I'm not seeing it.
He used one example, and he left it out of context, talking about everything in Walmart is down 25% from a year ago, when he was talking about one holiday box, which don't have the same shit in it and has about half the items in it. And they just like, yeah, everything is cheaper now.
Well,
sometimes I wish I could live in that fantasy world, man, and just be walking around like, I don't notice, you know what I'm saying?
I just wish wherever they live, tell me the city and state where you're seeing things 25% less, and I should be able to easily go on YouTube and pull up news broadcasts from CBS, NBC, or ABC, your 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock nightly news, where they should be talking about it. If the price of groceries are down that much, there should be plenty of news stories covering it. And I'm not seeing that anywhere in America, but I'm hearing a lot of MAGA say it's happening in their areas.
They also have government websites that tell you the average price. They're not going to go over every specific single item in a grocery store, but they'll tell you the same way they'll tell you what the average price of gas is. The average price of gas in the United States is around $3.06. Last year at this exact same time, gas was about $3.07 a gallon. But they would tell you, oh man, gas is really down here where I'm at. And I'm not going to say whether anybody specifically is not telling the truth, but I'm saying you're using anecdotal situations to say, like, where I live at, this gas station is cheaper than it was last year.
But is there some type of maybe conspiracy to make Trump look bad? Cherry Taylor in the comments says, why would the local news outlets even talk about food prices being down? Why would they even talk about it? In other words, if Trump is doing good things where gas prices and stuff are coming down, why would the news even cover it? Do you see anything like that?
Your local news, if your local news is not telling you what's going on in your area, then it's not local news. They should be telling you what's going on in our neck of the woods, no matter who the president is, they should be saying, hey, during this holiday season, people are having a hard time. They should be telling you people are traveling, airfare is up or airfare down. That's what they should be doing. If they're not doing it, then they're probably somebody, your station is probably owned by somebody that's controlled by MAGA or something. I don't know why your local station wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. If the price of turkeys and things like that were down 25% since last year, your local news outlet would cover that, because if it's up, they're gonna cover that as well. They're always looking for stories in your area. They're gonna cover something as significant as everybody's saving money on groceries this year. I mean, that would be covered. So I don't know why somebody would, but listen, some folks believe that the media and everyone has it in for Trump, so they're only going to report the bad, is what they think.
Right, of course.
So I want to run another
question before you get.
Sure. Because I want to run another story by you. But what's your question?
I was going to say, what have you talked to MAGA about Mamdani trying to mandate that everybody in the state of New York needs to memorize and learn Arabic numerals in school?
No, I've seen it on other lives. I mean, look, MAGA is no fan of the Muslim religion to begin with. But then when you start, quote unquote, shoving it down their throats, because that's the phrase they like to use, you start shoving Islam down their throats, that's going to create a mess. I haven't talked to anybody about it. I've heard it, but I haven't covered it yet.
Okay, well, just so you know, the numbers 0 through 9 are all Arabic numbers. That's why it's so funny, because they don't fucking know. They just hear you say Arabic and automatically say, hell no. So the next time, if you talk to somebody and you say, what's up with Mandami? Making everybody learn Arabic numbers. 0 through 9
are Arabic numbers.
Arabic numbers.
Well, the problem is nobody in America calls them Arabic numbers, so it's foreign. Right, exactly. Yeah, nobody calls them Arabic numbers. So, and Mamdani probably knows that. And when you start calling it Arabic numbers, you're going to piss people off. It's like saying Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. There's a lot of people that get pissed off. Some people don't like the actual truth, and it's going to piss them off.
So when you say when he arrived there, it was people waving at him standing there. But he still discovered it, yeah.
I mean, there's a whole lot of American history that there are people in this country that if you start telling the truth about American history, they'll call you unpatriotic. I mean, they'll say you hate America just by telling the truth about what went on. I mean, they just... I mean, I don't know how you fix that. But I want you to hear this story here. This is also something that is worthy of discussion. I want to get your take on this.
In State of the Union, Crockett said Congresswoman Green, quote, can't take the heat from President Trump.
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames.
Now, she's referring to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's saying that, I've been getting death threats because of my criticism of Trump for my whole time I've been around. You only been on the wrong side of Trump for a week, and it's already made you resign. Do you see what Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning, do you see that as a cowardly act? Because, you hear Crockett saying, look, I'm able to take the heat. Why can't you?
Well, I mean, I think it depends on what your reasons were for getting into public office. If it was really to help the people, yes, it's cowardly. If it's what I think it is she just got over the 5-year limit to get full pension for the rest of her life, and she also made about $25 to $40 million while she's been in for these last 5 years doing insider trading. So she's walking away a very, very wealthy woman with a pension, and she's going to live good for the rest of her life. So
yeah, but she could have lived better, and she could have made more. We may differ on this, but if she had not got on the road,
she's still gonna have her MAGA faithful where she's from, where she goes back to live. Like, she's gonna, in that place where she live at, which is not very affluent in Georgia, she's gonna live like a queen. I mean,
I don't know. Do
like,
you think Liz Cheney is living like a queen? I mean, she's in a small area. You think
yes.
You think so?
Yeah, they had Yeah, her dad was in charge of that defense company, Halliburton. Like, no, they generational. They good.
Yeah.
You won't even them people that have wealth like that can't tell the difference if they got 100.
Yeah, but people we know after looking at Bezos, Elon Musk, Trump, people with wealth want more wealth. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, she's wealthy, but in terms of the ultra wealthy, she's barely even entry level. So she could have clearly made a ton of more money.
Right, but you got to remember, she didn't come from wealth. Wealth begets more wealth. Like if somebody, that's like somebody that comes up and eventually makes it into the NBA, and they went from having zero to now they got $50 million. Now, a lot of them will go and screw it up, but the smart ones, some of them have just gotten out of the NBA because their bodies were getting destroyed, and they take their money, they invested in stuff, if they got whatever they want, and they live a good life. I'm sure somebody like her, she's going to be fine. I don't think she was necessarily motivated just by money, but I mean, just looking at the things that happened.
But wait a minute, if she's motivated based on what you're talking about, then she would have never got involved with these Epstein women to begin with.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not saying what her motivation to initially get into it, and I believe that she really believed some of the stuff that she was saying. Like at first, I thought she was just maybe saying and making up stuff just to be super MAGA.
Okay.
But now that I look at the stuff she was saying, I think she really believed, and I believe she went and talked to those girls, those women, and really fell for their story.
Why do you think she's bowing out now? Yeah, but she has a pension. She's a wealthy woman, but why bow out with a year to go in your term? She could have made a lot more money, strengthened her pension. There's a lot of things she could have done. Why bow out now?
I have no idea. But it could be from what you said. Maybe she's just a coward. Maybe she's just a coward, and she ran into a situation that now she's admitting after she spent 5 years criticizing people, putting their lives in danger, supporting the people from January 6th, all of this stuff. And now, a week into her getting criticized by the president, she threw in the towel. I have no idea.
In the comments, Handsome Conservative says maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe something is about to happen and she knows ahead of time. And somebody else, Alter Ego, says why would anyone stay on a sinking ship? Look, even if the Trump administration goes down, even with her stepping away, she's going to be forever tied to Trump, is she not?
I mean, yeah. I mean, and from what you said, from what we're saying is, if he were to go down for whatever reason, that movement is still going to have momentum, and people, and she would be one of the. Now, she might not be the person, but she would be considered like a kingmaker. She would be one of the people who would test the other people's worthiness to be in MAGA land. So it's kind of unclear about why she would bow out, unless either she was a coward or she knows something that nobody else knows, which I would think that there would be other people besides her stepping away, and maybe they will.
I seen her clearly intending to run for another term next year. All of a sudden, Trump got pissed off with her asking too much about Epstein and talking about his administration. His people started threatening her. I heard her complaining about death threats, and then she's gone. I really believe it's because of her being cowardly. I really believe that she feared for her life, and that was enough. I don't believe it's any of the other stuff. I think, simply put, if she was not on the wrong side of Trump, she would still be in it.
It makes sense, because if you think about it, when you listen to her talk, when she goes in and said, she didn't have to say all of that, but when she goes in and says, look, I'm sorry about all of the rhetoric and stuff I said, that makes sense. That could very well be be part of the reason, because she comes out and says, look, I'm sorry for everything I done said to make this atmosphere into what it is, and the people getting, threats of their lives and all of that stuff. And I'm stepping away from all of it. I don't know. It's got to be something.
I mean, let's be clear. Like you said, she didn't come for money. So you sitting on a fortune, and like shit, I don't have to deal with this. I got enough paper. Why the hell am I getting death threats? Because I could be hanging out on the beach somewhere in Fiji. Why the hell am I even dealing with this? Like, which is kind of what Michelle Obama's route is. I mean, she had a really good chance to be competitive in the last race. I think she would have did way better than Kamala Harris, and she chose.
But she spent about, we talking about 12 to 15 years of being bashed, called Michael, being called unintelligent, being called an ape. Like, she is a little bit different than Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not gonna put them on the same level.
I don't know though. I think that when you getting death threats from MAGA, I think the death threats that Marjorie Taylor Greene got from MAGA were probably stronger than what Michelle Obama had to deal with, because Michelle Obama is not in the room with MAGA. You getting death threats from the people that you going around having town halls meetings. So it could be one of these motherfuckers in the room. I mean, these are the people you got to meet every week that are calling you and making these threats.
I don't know. They've had credible, threats against their life when they was in the White House. I don't know if you remember that.
But what I'm saying is, the Obama administration don't routinely go around talking to MAGA. I'm saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene, her whole thing is speaking to MAGA, and that's where the threats are coming from. So the people that you're closest to may be one of the ones that are trying to off you.
Was she saying anything about the people over there across the pond, the Zionists?
Yeah, she said plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody think that Israel is just assassins.
I'm just saying, man. We all know. Look, America, we just made laws and rules against even criticizing them people over there, man.
Yeah. People believe that's what happened.
Black people been fighting for how long? We don't have no laws to say just black people. Everything in our laws say black plus minorities.
Yeah.
Oh, remember they call us the BIPOC community, black and people of color, which includes a range of people. We got laws right now and executive orders saying if you say some shit about them people over there, you getting deported, you can get arrested. I'm just saying.
People suggest that criticizing them is what may have gotten Charlie Kirk taken out too. People believe. I mean, you say something about Israel, and
they got Candace over there shaking in her boots.
Oh my
Candace is.
Yeah, Candace at this point, she's also kind of on the wrong side of Trump. If Candace goes away, I mean, because she is not as MAGA as Marjorie Taylor Greene is, and they were okay with Marjorie Taylor Greene going away. So Candace Owens may need to take a quick vacation for a while. I got to move it on though, then Cal. But yeah, Candace Owens, she might be taking a vacation soon, and hopefully it's one that's above ground. I give you the last word.
I just, you can say it on the other side, but what you think about the president still naming Maduro? He's I think they named him a
terrorist.
Yeah, terrorist. So working with the narco people and stuff. Even though Maduro has said, "Look, we'll give you whatever you want. We don't want no problems with you." Where is the negotiator in chief? The person? Why? Because they're going to get that damn oil.
The fix is in. Then Cal, I'll talk about it on the other side. I appreciate you coming through. All right. Anytime. Moving on. By the way, tap the screen, folks. Get the likes on them. Take us on over the 100,000 hump. Get us up to 105. We can easily do that. Let those thumbs not be lazy. In regards to Maduro, the fix is in. I mean, it's kind of like when Germany was going on a rampage back in World War II, just creating reasons to go to war with countries, rather, saying that Poland was attacking Germany when in reality, Germany just wanted to attack Poland. We're making up reasons. I mean, that's what's going on with Venezuela. We have an agenda, and we're going to make up any plausible reason to suggest that we need to attack Venezuela. The difference is, though, in modern times, unlike what it was like in World War II, I think the entire world knows the reasons the Trump administration are giving are incorrect. I think the entire world knows that fentanyl is not coming out of Venezuela like that. Most of the reasons he's given, at the very least, are suspicious or just believed to be outright lies. When the UK, one of our greatest allies, the United Kingdom, states publicly that they're no longer going to provide intelligence to America because they believe those ships we're striking amount to UN violations. The United Kingdom is saying that. So, yeah, I think everybody knows. And it's not like we need any assistance with the Venezuelans to take them out. But I can guarantee you, if we did ask for it, it would be hard to get it. We might get assistance from Hungary, Argentina, maybe some of those countries may participate, but in terms of NATO member nations, I think they all know what Trump is saying in regards to Venezuela is not true. I think they all do. Not to mention going and upgrading how we deal with perceived drug dealers. I don't think any NATO member country automatically on face value just kills drug use. Every country that's in the first world, every country period, but every first world country for certain has people smuggling drugs in their countries. People are getting high everywhere. You think you can't get fentanyl in France or in Germany? Everybody has a drug issue. I don't think any first world country executes drug dealers on the spot. So none of them agree with that. None of them agree with that. If you were caught trying to smuggle drugs into the UK, they're not going to kill you on the spot. So I don't think any of them agree with that. And I don't know if what we're doing will survive scrutiny once Trump is out of office. I think that there will be some people that will pay a price for that. I mean, because it's never been our policy to just kill people. Now, what he also asked about, naming Maduro as a terrorist or whatever. What has Maduro did to the United States to get that ranking? I mean, this is where Congress is not doing its job. You can't just let one guy start naming people as terrorists on his own. What has Maduro did for our country to list him amongst terrorists? So I think in the future they're going to have to really come up with some laws or some legislation to prevent one man from doing stuff like that. I mean, just one man on the rampage, just naming people terrorists. I mean, to me, it's very similar to what Netanyahu is doing. Just somebody's an enemy, go kill him. He just struck Lebanon, I think, yesterday or today. The Israelis, they just blew some, I think it was this weekend, they just blew some. I mean, we're in a ceasefire mode and they're still attacking countries. And that's primarily because I think Netanyahu can feel with a fair bit of confidence that the United States is going to back him up no matter what he does, even if he kills innocent people. If Israel takes out innocent people, your tax dollars and your military is going to have their back. We would turn everything we got in the Caribbean around and head right for the Middle East if Israel was facing any kind of threat, even if they were the ones that started it. Now, that's kind of been what my last caller was talking about in regards to Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like Candace Owens, and even Charlie Kirk. They're starting to bring up that this one group of people seem to be dictating our military policy. But unfortunately, when you do that, you end up like Kirk or some of these people, and that's going to keep people quiet. Anyway, looking in the comments, though, they already have taken out innocent people. Well, yes, they have, but I'm not defending what is happening in Gaza, but the innocent people they're taking out, I guess, to defend Israel the best I could, they voted in Hamas. Like if we vote in Trump and he goes and takes out innocent people and their government wants to retaliate, then we're targets. We're going to pay for that. Just like when Germany took out innocent people in World War II, well, then your citizens are going to be targets. I don't agree with it, but that's kind of how it is. That is kind of how it is. If you vote in a tyrannical government or better yet, warmongers, if you vote in warmongers as citizens, when people come to retaliate against those warmongers, you as the people that voted them in are going to probably be the first to feel the wrath of them. The citizens usually are the ones who pay the heaviest price during war. That's always been the way it is. That's always been the way it is. The citizens of a country pay the heaviest price when that country gets struck. Anyway, looking in the comments, another stupid, uneducated person says 2050. All right, ceasefire or is I don't think there's a ceasefire in Israel. I don't think so because Israel's striking a lot of countries and I mean, better yet, people that really are not even striking back. Iran did well. Iran somewhat struck back, and America was right there shooting down their retaliatory missiles. Yemen didn't strike back. They've launched attacks since Trump has been in office. All of this has happened. They've hit targets in Yemen. They've hit targets, obviously, in Iran. They've hit targets in Syria. Where else have they struck? I mean, they've been hitting shit all over. They hit a target in Qatar. They had a guy over there that they just struck, and Qatar was considered a friendly nation. Israel don't gives no fuck. Israel, look, if there's a bad guy here in America, Israel it's a really good possibility that Israel may come and get that guy. Whether it's the Mossad or something else. It is a really because they have a history of going and getting who they perceive as bad guys. If you've seen the movie Munich, dictating how I mean they respond. They don't give a damn. They don't care about sovereign territory. If it's a bad guy near you, you're in trouble. BB funded Hamas. I don't know about that, Dennis. You're saying Bibi Netanyahu funded Hamas? Why and how? Well, how I know, but why would he do that? Why would he fund Hamas? That's now. I guess some have suggested that he funded them to give him an excuse to do stuff. Ooh, you guys are trying to get the lights turned on in here. Anyway, let me go back to the box. That's deep. That's conspiratorial shit there. And I see in the comments, Cal and Tamar, you said you heard the same thing, and Lisa, yeah, you guys trying to get the fucking lights turned on over here. Let me get off of that topic before I fade away like Michael J. Fox's picture in Back to the Future. So all of a sudden the show be on, and my black ass start fading away, and it just be the monitor here. Fix your side before you tell someone your political beliefs. Say my name. Good evening to you. He actually did fund Hamas back in the day. Says, okay. Yeah, yikes. I see a whole lot of you folks. Says, yes, he did that. Do you know what's the change in Trump? What is the change? No, I do not know what the change is in Trump. I see it as says, Tim, is my first day listening to your show. If you are not MAGA, what's up with all the paraphernalia, Trump and JD images? Well, I'll go ahead and explain it real quick. Tap the screen, get the likes, and we'll go to the next caller. By the way, if you enjoy this type of open dialogue from all sides of the aisle, if you're currently watching us live on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, feel free to follow the program. We're here most weekdays. If you're tuned in on YouTube, give your boy a sub, and always smash that like button. Why is my background the way it is? Well, first of all, the photos are simple. That is your vice president and your president. If you've been watching long enough, you would know that both Biden and Kamala Harris's photos were there before Trump and JD Vance. So that's just who is currently running the nation. So why the hell would we have a MAGA hat in the background? Well, what do we say at the beginning of every show? We are MAGA friendly, despite the political beliefs. I solemnly believe that Republicans, conservatives, and definitely MAGA do not often get a fair shake in the media. So even if we disagree, I make the solemn promise that when you're here, we'll let you speak without any concern of being blocked, banned, or censored. That's why I say we're MAGA friendly. We let folks speak regardless of their political affiliation. So the MAGA hat lets you know we are MAGA friendly, because a lot of times MAGA see a program like Handsome Liberal and tune out. No, you can speak here. You're not going to get blocked or banned here. Tim never had up VP Harris up there. Yeah, look, I'm your average Joe. What you're doing is telling a lie that can easily be disproven. You said Tim never had up Vice President Harris up on the wall. Not only do I have the picture still sitting beside me that was up there, but I will tell you this, all of my lives are archived on YouTube. So if you go to the Handsome Liberal on YouTube, click on live streams, just go back to the time this time last year, and you'll see the backdrop, and you'll clearly see their pictures there. It is that easily disproven. You can literally just go back to the day before Trump got sworn in. In fact, a couple of weeks after Trump got sworn in, the pictures were still there. So that's very easily disproven. So, telling a lie is one thing, but when you tell a lie, it can easily be disproven because I can't change YouTube's dates. YouTube will tell you the date the live was posted, and you just go right there and it'll show you the same you're watching here. You'll see the background, and you can do your thing there. Anyway, looking in the comments here, do you want mine instead? I don't know what that means there. Trump, best president we've had. If we didn't have Trump, we wouldn't have a country. I don't know. What do you think? So if we didn't get Trump, some other country was going to come in and take over? That doesn't make any sense. What has Trump done to let you believe that the whole country was in jeopardy of being overrun? That's kind of insane. And I would also ask too that when you suggest that Trump is the best president we've ever had, I want to know what he's done to get that qualifier. What has Trump did to make you qualify him as the best we've ever had? I mean, we've had presidents defeat the English to make us a country, talking about George Washington. I mean, we've had folks free the slaves, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, ended Jim Crow, gave women the right to vote, sent people to the moon, defeated the Nazis. Reagan ended the Cold War by defeating the Soviet Union. What has Trump did to put him above all of that? Best president ever. Based on what? Those are my three words I always give anybody who says that Trump is the best president ever. Based on what? What has he really did that is better than defeating Nazism? Or freeing slaves, or like I said, sending people to the moon, defeating the Soviet Union. What has Trump did to put him in that category? Even if you think he's a good president, you're putting him above that type of shit. Here's a better question. Because all of the stuff I said, much of that stuff is generations, if not hundreds of years old. What has Trump done that, let's say 50 years from now, what accomplishments, because we're going to be talking about him getting impeached. We're going to still be talking about January 6th because that never happened. But what has Trump done by way of accomplishments that 50 years later we'll still be talking about? Because he's the best president ever. Surely he's done some great things that we'll still be talking about 50, 100 years later. Give me some of those things. What has he done 50 years, 100 years from now we'll still be talking about? I don't get it. Let me know. I don't get anything he's done that's been that significant to put him in the category as best president ever. I think that's not only a stretch, that's a lie. Let me go back to the box. He prevented Kamala Harris from being president. And there are people who prevented folks from wanting slavery from being president. And that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. 100 years from now, what has he done? Nobody will know who the fuck Kamala Harris is 100 years from now. So you're going to bring up 100 years from now, he prevented Kamala. Who is that? Most of the presidents that we know, we don't even know who their vice presidents were. I mean, we talk about FDR. Who talks about his VP? That's nothing. It's not going to be anything of any significance. Ended the Israeli-Palestinian conflict forever. You think Israel and Palestinians are going to be at peace forever? I don't know. I think you guys are a little bit crazy with some of this stuff. Let me go back to the box. We'll continue on with the show here. And I think it says Luna's, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Luna's Slovden? Good evening.
Luna's Lupton.
Luna's Lupton. Okay, what brought you on? What am I getting
honestly,
wrong?
I think that what you're getting wrong when people are calling you MAGA is that you have this tendency to be so forgiven that it seems like an apologist. So there's a lack of accountability right now because there is no Congress that holds him accountable. There's such few systems that hold him accountable that when we speak about it and when you open room and say,
Yeah, but did you not just hear me state though?
you sound like an apologist.
Yeah, but did you not just hear? Hold on. Did you not just hear me state that they're not performing checks and balances? I mean, I've said what you just said many times, that Congress is not holding them accountable.
And I've also heard you say, yes, well, I can't judge him. Well, we all know that he lies often. You'll say, yes, but he just said this morning. So I'm just saying that this is the reason that people are getting that perception.
Yeah, like I said. Okay. So in other words, I don't say he lies 100% of the time. I mean, because I definitely point out many things he said that are lies.
Right, but you'll also say, but he said, and we know that he lies. So it's not really something that can hold up, because I can say anything. You know, he can say anything. But what the actual truth is, then you also have to take into account the character of the person. If I lie often and I tell you to cross the street, you should probably think about it.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that, and I do actually bring that up. But like I said, it's kind of where we're in a politicized environment where everybody wants you to be 100% critical of Trump or 100% critical of the liberals. So, I mean, I'm not.
You're in a tough spot because you're trying to be fair gray zone, but there's so many things that are so visibly untrue that you kind of have to call it out.
So how do you think Trump is performing so far? Because I got viewers that are saying he's the best president we've ever had. And Lisa, appreciate that. Got me up to 80%. Thank you. Almost at the goal. Thank you, Lisa.
What do you think he's doing? Well, how do you feel about so many systems being unstable? So you can't have an unstable government and every week have different areas of the government be unstable and say that you're a success, right?
You think America's government is currently unstable?
Are we not trying to break the education system?
Yeah.
Are we not? Has the Supreme Court not been so filled with right wing that nothing is really holding him in check? Is Congress haven't they given up their position of really doing their jobs? This is what I mean by constant systems not holding him accountable. And what happens with all that is that we have an instability of our government. When we have instability in the government, we have an instability in job creation. When we have an instability in job creation, we have an instability of income in homes. When we have that instability, we have joblessness. We have an inability to grow from our position to better ourselves, to have more money, to make our children's lives even better than what we have.
So if what you're saying is true, if what you're saying,
may not be hitting us right now, but we are going to be accountable for it soon.
I got people saying the guy's the best president we've ever had. What are they seeing that you're not seeing?
Do you think that they're dealing with reality?
No, but they're saying it. They feel it.
And I think that what they mean is that their sports figure is making them feel like a winner. But in reality, when we look at the evidence, we're not doing well. And we will not be doing well. We're alienating our allies. We are losing business to other countries that we'll probably never get back. We're losing our position in the world market. Well, the dollar is falling. So all of it is leading to instability. Nobody wants to invest in something that is unstable. And we are a government, and it is run like a business right now. And so answering to that as a business, your stock is falling.
Well, did we not just have a Saudi prince over here that was talking about committing as much as $1 trillion?
Let's see it. Yeah, let's see it. Where's the promise? Where's the contract?
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
I'll give you that when it comes in.
Yeah.
And not only that though, but let's see how it affects, how it translates to the American people, to the middle class, to the lower middle class, to poor people. Like, what is the promise to make our lives better? Because if it's just money funneling up, we're not any better.
That's a gut punch. And I'll tell you why I say that is because you hit the nail on the head when you said it, because Trump often does talk about, bringing jobs back, and the terrorists are going to make a bunch of money, saving waste, fraud, and abuse in what was it? The Doge. he talks about all this stuff, but you make a good point when you say, well, how does that translate to money for the average American? And I haven't seen anything. I mean, he saved billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse in Doge, and I don't know any American saying that it helped me out by any way at all.
And let's take our own money that's being used right now, right? So we're funding so much money to ICE. We're funding money to ICE to patrol our own citizens.
But what about the notion that once you get the immigrants out, that'll create jobs because they're doing a bunch of jobs that can be done by Americans? This is what we're being told.
Okay, what kind of jobs?
Jobs that pay a check.
What specific dollar amount per hour job?
They're low-paying jobs, but these are still jobs that Americans can
So
work.
you've created low-paying jobs that Americans may still need to have 2 or 3 jobs of those low-paying jobs, but they'll have a job. You're still not better. Your situation hasn't changed. Now you have 3 jobs in order to just pay your rent, in order to pay for your kids' clothes. How many quality jobs do we have? We're not going to get quality jobs by kicking out immigrants. High-paying jobs are not being held by immigrants. High-paying jobs are immigrants maybe who have a green card, immigrants who are already citizens, immigrants here on a specific visa. Those are not large, and those are not ones that are filled just because you want to bring somebody in. You need to have a particular skill set that's missing in the general population to bring someone in for that. Companies have to pay for those to bring somebody in for that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to create thousands of jobs that are going to help you mobilize and move up just because you kick a citizen, quote unquote, illegal immigrant who's working to harvest.
So then why do you think there's such a gung-ho push to get all the illegals out of the country?
It's just hate. It's just it really is. And this is why I think we have such a profound disgust with MAGA, because the whole premise is that these people are here taking something away from you, and it's a false flag used to rally up people to gain their vote based on a lie, based on a fraud. So you'll never get me to like agree with you on that that's a problem that we're having.
Yeah, but how about
so much money in order to get rid of people who are actually working jobs in the service industry to help us grow our economy. So it's just this weird.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You do want people in the country that we know. I mean, under the Biden administration, reportedly, millions of people came here that had not been vetted. We didn't know who the hell they were. You don't want that, do you?
I don't really think I don't think it's a real issue, Tim.
What?
I think it's an inflated issue. I think it's a fear-mongering issue. I don't think that there's people here who were. I don't know.
You don't think that we had people in the country that weren't vetted? You don't think that actually happened?
I don't see it as an issue, Tim.
How do you know? If they haven't been vetted, how do you know it may not? They could be sleeper cells. They could be. How do you know it's not an issue? Do you feel confident guessing?
Am I walking down the street going, I'm afraid of an illegal citizen is going to come and get me? No, I'm afraid a citizen might come up and fucking shoot me in a theater, in a school. Like, I'm not afraid of an illegal citizen. As a matter of fact, when I run into any immigrants, they're kind, I am kind to them. It's a completely different experience. I'm not scared of immigrants. I'm scared of more other Americans than I am of an immigrant.
I don't disagree. I mean, if the chances are, if something happens to you, if you're the victim of a violent crime, the statistical probability is astronomically more likely that it is an American citizen than it is an illegal immigrant. I mean, because just the fact is, go ahead.
If you have hate in other people, and you follow someone who tells you that has that same philosophy, that they can convince you of other things to dislike. Now they're on board with you. Now you can convince them about.
You think hate is playing a part in this? You think it's?
Oh, for sure. 2016, before he even had cinched the nomination, I said, I don't care who wins. We could have a Republican president. Like, I don't really care. But that guy specifically, Trump, I said he's dangerous because he's fear-mongering in a level of um, white nationalism, that is scary.
So you
That
see
if
Trump
he
as a
actually gets momentum, that is a scary thing. Like I could, we could have another George W. Bush Jr. As president again. I did not like him, but I was like, this one, that one right there, that one is scary.
So you
Because
see
he's
when you
not
mention
talking
white
about
nationalism,
policy.
you mention
He's
white
not
hold
talking
on. When you
about
mention white
policy.
nationalism and hate, you're saying you see Trump as like racist.
No, I'm saying I see him as racist and white nationalist hate.
Oh.
Yes. Absolutely. Like he did not have policies that he was really running against. He was really running off of fear mongering and kind of saying like, where they're coming for you, I'm going to make sure that they're not going to be here. So I've always seen it as that.
Okay, but wait a minute. If you see him as hateful, then why did he do so well over like say Kamala Harris with black? I mean, he didn't win the black vote, he didn't win the Hispanic vote, but he did considerably better going against Kamala Harris than he did Biden. How did that happen if he's so hateful?
I don't think that I think you posed this before where when you speak of Kamala, I think you're getting a lot of backlash of it because I don't think you're really kind of speaking in it as a holistic term. First of all, she didn't have the same amount of time that anybody else would have, right? So if Biden had just put himself aside and let her kind of get out there at the beginning,
right?
Maybe you could say, hey, these two things are apple to apple, but it was never apple to apple. And you can't also say that the momentum that she got within the short amount of time that she didn't do badly, considering that people apparently don't know what the difference between the vice president and the president is, and they held her accountable for things that Joe Biden had done. So it's not apples to apples. And I think that she actually did pretty well considering the amount of time
I gotta
she
say,
had to put together her whole
she should have got out there and
campaign.
talked more. She should have got out there and talked to the people more. I gotta move it on, but I mean, if he is as hateful as you're saying, there's a lot of black MAGA, a lot of Hispanics for Trump out there, man. I mean, a lot of people that are of color.
The thing, I'm Latin, so the thing about my own community that I understand is that we come in lots of different shades.
True.
We have our own white nationalists
that are Hispanic.
Not saying much. Yep.
Wow.
We have a lot of white Hispanics. We have a lot of people who grow up being indoctrinated into quote unquote improving the race, and that's the whole thing. We have our own problems with that same issue in our community. So to say that there are a lot of people in our community who voted for him is not news.
That's a good point. Now, people from Spain, if you're a descendant of Spain, those people are white, aren't they? Because that's European, right?
Yes, they're called. They're actually Hispanics. So the rest of us who are not from Spain are Latino. Right. I'm myself Caribbean. Okay. So there's just a lot of different types of cultures of Latin people. Just like there's a lot of different shades of Latin people. But there are a lot of people, if you go into Venezuela, Colombia, there's a lot of white blondes, Hispanics everywhere. And a lot of other people, because we are colonized, have been colonized into thinking that being white is better. So there's a lot of self-hate in our community. There's a lot of racism in our community. So that's just another area of people that he was able to tap onto to grow. So now we just have to convince people who don't vote to come out.
That's the biggest problem. That is.
I don't think those people, you'll ever get them back for anything. That is a waste. I think you really need to source people who want better and show them what we can do to make all of our lives better. We're not going to get there by defunding education. We're going to tell them, this is how we improve education. This is how we invest in ourselves. This is how we invest in our kids. This is how we give them a chance to be better and do better than we did. I would vote for a Republican if he showed me that, but I'm not going to vote him for. I'm not going to vote for someone.
So what could Trump do? What could Trump do to get your vote?
Nothing. He could just die and leave.
I gotta move it on. Is this our first time talking?
What? This is our first time talking. I've listened to you a lot.
It's a pleasure having you. My door's always open to you, man. Only thing he can do is die and leave, huh? Thanks for
Yes,
coming
sir.
through.
Bye.
Appreciate it. All right, moving on. He says nothing. You don't think he can do. You know, there's a scene. What movie is that? Somebody was at, I think it was Malcolm X, where, I think when Denzel played the character of Malcolm X, and this white woman says, "What can we do to help your cause?" And she says nothing. Something like that. Something like that. And then you can do but die and leave. Anyway, let me go back to the show. By the way, I appreciate the 113,000 likes. The caller is correct about bettering everything. I like that call. I really enjoyed that call. I appreciate it. Appreciate the 113,000 likes. Somebody says no lato there. Robert says there. America is the most powerful and richest country in the world. Why do Americans feel they are not great? Because you live in close proximity to people that are doing significantly better than you. That's why. Even though poor people in America are better off than poor people in most other countries, you're only a few blocks, if a few miles away from people who are living way better than you in America. So no matter what your status is, there are symbols, you can turn the television on, you can go shopping, and you can see shit everywhere that you cannot afford, you can't buy. Everywhere. So that is why, even though we may be better off than many others, you may not necessarily feel it, because there are symbols and things around you everywhere that show your life would be so much better if you could afford this or that. Or I mean, there's just shit everywhere you cannot afford. You cannot afford. And I'm talking about working Americans. I'm not talking about the ones you guys want to claim that are sitting around on the system or whatever. People who go to work every day, put in an honest 40 hours of work per week, maybe even 80 hours of work per week. They can see still can't afford their rent. They can't afford, cannot afford to upgrade their car or even get their car fixed. All of that, even though they may be living better than somebody who is middle class that lives in Libya, but in their country, what they're experiencing, they're at the bottom of the pile. So that's why that comes in. Most Americans most Americans are paychecks away from being homeless. Yeah, which is what was happening during the government shutdown. People with good federal jobs, after not receiving a paycheck for 2 or 3 times, were out DoorDash and then doing Uber Eats. They were going broke fast. They were going broke fast. You're right. 2, 3 checks, and that's usually going to be enough to start making some major downgrades in the average life of an American. You don't take just 2 or 3 paychecks, and you're in bad shape. But anyway, I do appreciate the 114,000. You guys know how the program is ran. If you're watching on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, go ahead and follow us. And if you're watching on YouTube, give your boy a sub. Thank you for tuning in. I really enjoy your videos. I love how you something. Thank you for your support there. Most Americans are paid. I saw that about 50% of the homeless has too much pride to get on any kind of welfare or food stamps and can't get it unless they have an address. So they let pride get in their way. 50% of them, huh? Well, the thing about it is there's part of this country that wants you to feel shame. When I grew up, I'm Gen X, 70s and 80s. When we came up, you did feel shame if you were on government assistance. You didn't want people to see you using food stamps in the grocery line and things like that. A lot of people want to go back to that, where you feel shame for getting government assistance. So I can see why 50% of them may feel that way. Anyhow, I got to move it on. I got to step away. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, you guys have a good night and stay safe. Take care. Don't know what I did there, but sometimes these apps be acting up. But thank you guys.